Exactly.
Eagles jersey.
Exactly.
What the fuck, Rob?
Well, I wouldn't, but that I'm just giving you an analogy you could understand.
But I'm not in your house. I'm in my house.
But still, you're in the world's house.
Whose house? I thought that was Run's house.
It was Run's house, but
I was wondering.
Yeah.
What
I had a
happened to Rob?
13-year-old coworker.
There she is. Here she is.
I had a
Hello.
13-year-old coworker's daughter who's 13 asked me if she should be listening to Run DMC, and I'm like,
Yes.
Tell her no. It's
Did
before
you
your
tell her
time.
to walk this way?
no, I didn't.
No, she's a 13-year-old girl. She shouldn't be walking this way.
never
Walk
start
this
with
way
walk this
to
way.
get this DVD, this CD to listen to.
You always start with Kings of Rock.
Yeah.
You know,
Or it's like that.
Well, you can, but
I've been watching a lot of 80s videos lately because MTV has that. MTV, remember that thing?
They have
really?
rock music videos.
I
They
know.
have the
on its own.
yeah, they have their 30-minute I want my 80s, whatever. But anyways, I've been watching a lot of the 80s videos, and I never realized how often in the 80s we used the slow-mo crossfade combo in all of our music videos. It's always some guy moving and it's crossfade into something else. And
Until Aha.
yeah, and then we started using whatever that was.
That was xerography.
Hey, when that happened, that was a huge thing.
It was. I love that one.
Yeah.
Take on me. So who watched enough MTV that, like in their early days, you can actually tell when they were looping it back through?
Mm-hmm.
That was great.
I didn't have actual MTV. I had like Friday night videos and night flights. So.
Yes, and we had
that.
for the longest
That's
time.
what we had until we had MTV.
Yeah.
We had both.
We would set a 6-hour videotape to record night tracks on TBS, and then that would just last us for the week.
Oh,
Yeah.
you had videotape.
I used to date someone that worked at MTV, and she would always complain about the loop, and it's just like, okay, when I'm here during the workday, it doesn't make the workday go by better because it's on and I know what the loop is.
Mm-hmm. So we didn't even have cable when the rest of the world had cable. We actually had to move.
Yeah.
That's how far out in the country we were. It just didn't happen.
My mom was the first person that hooked up our stereo to cable to pull in stations from down in the city.
Yeah.
Nice.
We used to go down the street to this one kid's house who had MTV. Other than that, it was hot hit videos or night flights.
So weird
Solid
madman
Gold.
story though. We didn't have cable, right? And of course, in the living room there were LPs and there were 8-tracks and everything else. And my dad had an 8-track adapter for the car that you plugged in that you could play cassettes on. But
nice.
But check this out, right? We're on 180-something acre farm in the middle of nowhere during this time, right? And it's the 80s. And in my brother's room is a realistic mixer.
One random sock. Oh
no. There's probably a couple of random socks and a couple of random females. But there's a realistic mixer, 2 Techniques turntables, all sitting up on a platform made of plywood and cinder blocks, and bunches of records that were purchased at like Turtles in Athens, or because the rest of the family lived in New Jersey where we were from, we were getting records sent from New Jersey. So everyone back home was listening to Boogie Down Productions, right? 9mm,
Yes.
right? At my family reunion. So the only reason we got that was because technology had caught up. We could copy the actual tape that my cousins were playing. And then months later, like 6 months later, we got a copy of the LP. And back then you could only things would be on radio and everywhere up north for 6 to 9 months. It would finally make its way maybe to radio down here. where my brother would actually have, and he would spend, he worked at Sbarro's in the mall and would spend every last dime either getting records sent from my cousins or in Turtles every Friday when the new shipment coming in, buying 2 versions of each record so that he could DJ with them. Because he, of course, it was back in the day of original where you're literally cutting, scratching, crossfading, all of that by hand. There was no digital, nothing going on.
I've
So
got
just
the
2 turntables and a microphone.
microphone,
Just
yes.
tell me.
There was no microphone. There was just
There was
2
just- there was
turntables
just
and
a
a
mic.
mixer.
I've got the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack that came with 4 pieces of vinyl,
Nice.
and it had little paper inside telling you how to crossfade on it. Because and I was like, "What is this?" And then DJ friend of mine said, "That's one of the first things the label sent out for DJ things." And then the other day, I got an original 12-inch of "I Feel Love" with what's pressed on like one side because it's so long. Yeah. So yeah, fun.
So it's Halloween season.
It is.
Woo!
Thank
Thanks
God.
fucking God. Except in my neighborhood where they're putting up goddamn Christmas lights.
Well,
It can be Nightmare Before Christmas. It's fine.
Could be.
Well,
They put up a Jesus. It's Christmas.
Well, I
That's
like how
good thing
Mattel
to
is
pet
up.
mode.
It's worth the witches that are hanging around.
Jesus is the original zombie.
He is.
he has a
So
point.
maybe it is Halloween decorations.
I like
and-
I like Mattel deciding that he's going to go with the Taika Waititi beard and look for the podcast.
I mean,
Wow.
it seems
There
to
are
work.
worse beards.
Okay. So I've decided that basically he and Olivia Colman must have just divided up all the movies between them. So they're each appearing in 50% of movies because it seems like one of them is in every movie.
Yep.
Yeah, I just saw him in Free Guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I watched Free Guy
We
too.
finally watched
Right.
that the other
I have
night.
not seen it.
What-
I
Did
have
you
not
did
seen
you
either.
did you watch it last night by any chance, Madman?
Not last night, but
Oh, okay.
it was in the past couple of nights, dude.
I was gonna say because that's exactly what I didn't know if we were watching it right. It was sort of a cosmic link.
Is that available
what
to
did you
watch
think
now?
of it?
It is through secondary channels
Okay.
and streaming services.
Okay.
May have been the same secondary channel streaming service I was using.
I'm a court-appointed
Oh.
official. Be careful.
It's legally acquired.
Yeah, but it's in Florida.
Yeah, he's out of
Does-
your jurisdiction.
Okay. Well, this is true.
God's waiting room.
Well, the other part of that is we just don't take that seriously because she's in Florida.
Yeah.
What was your
we
take on it,
corner the
Madman?
market on Florida Man.
Yeah,
I'm
Florida.
gonna I'm gonna start calling you Rox DeSantis.
Well, if there's anything Florida has
Oh.
cornered the market on.
Oh,
I'm joking.
Wow.
Oh,
I'm
He
joking.
saved old
Wow.
people.
Yeah,
He's.
I'm
I'll just
joking.
give him this one thing. He saved the old people.
Good.
Really?
I'm glad he saved the old
Really?
what, in
people, which is
formaldehyde?
from half the state.
Well,
Did he get the
during-
ark from the
during
Bible
the
place?
COVID, no, actually. So we didn't have the run, the COVID run on the retirement homes because he locked them down first. It's like no. Other than that, he's like a numbskull.
that's
A
like
lot
saying,
of his donors live in those homes, so I'm
This
sure.
is true. There's a lot of lobbyists too in the
Have to keep the
aged
money-
home market.
There's a lot of venereal diseases in that market too. In all
At
seriousness,
celebration.
There's not a lot of
yeah.
crossover there, though.
Yep.
that
Yeah.
particular market has the largest market
Yeah.
of like STDs.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
and,
they saw. Yeah, that was at the
yeah.
celebration or that whatever the village is.
What? The celebration in whatever villages. It sounds-
Well,
Yes,
so
yes,
Disney used
yes,
to have
which the
celebration
villages.
US.
oh,
it's a
oh, you
sequel.
mean the
It's a
place
sequel.
celebration? Got
Yeah,
it. Okay.
yeah, that place.
Got it. I thought that's
Give me a
Rox,
premium,
okay. You sent me that stuff about folk horror, which I appreciated, and I posted. That's what we need to do, Rox. We need to come up with a folk horror project that takes place not out in rural somewhere, but in some place that is basically straight up Celebration, Florida, with weird cults and
Yeah.
giant burning, Wicker Man type situations. Edward Woodward being, pissed off.
Yeah.
All
Oh
the
my
good
God.
stuff.
Well, yeah. Well, here's the thing. So, a friend of mine, I swam with her. I met her at the pool, and we became friends. And she had a condo on the river, and the last year she's like, I'm going to be living in Fleet Landing. And the thing is this so it's a transition place. So you start out with either a condo or whatever, and then you get assisted living, and then you get help, and then you get a pine box later. So those are hard to get into. So that could be that remote. So in folk horror, the elements are, it has to be a rural a rural community of some sort. They have their own. Oh, there's a little baby! I'm doing the Scott thing. I'm doing the Scott thing.
He's not here. Somebody's gotta do it.
Yes. And then everybody has their own.
Binky.
Oh my God. So there should be a story, because it'd be like conflicting cults in this one environment and stuff of, who was part of what cult at the community, the elderly community and stuff. But they're hard to get into.
Yeah, you try to create the wicker whatever that you're going to burn somebody in.
Yeah.
And there's this huge controversy with the HOA about what yard it can be in, and that's too tall. And
oh my God, yes. It's like, well, last year it was metric. It's a metric.
The HOA determines what time you can burn the Wicker Man.
Yes, and that's between 4 and 6. But don't forget, there's the early bird dinner time. So the only people that could stay out after, I saw this meme that if you're over 50 and you're out after 9 o'clock, you must have gotten a nap before you're allowed to be out late.
Well,
that's also a requirement for this show.
Yeah,
this is
pretty
true.
much. Well, it's like the thing that I found online that was, to all of those who decided to take a short nap at 5 p.m., I'd like to wish you a pleasant 3 a.m.
So there was one movie, there were two movies for the elderly. One was Rabid Grannies. I think it was French. That one was really good.
Oh, okay.
And then, it was bad, but it was in the 80s. Good. So you're like, this is great. Old ladies going rabid. You loved it. Plus the name. And then there was, Rob, you probably saw this, Tati Danielle. Aunt Danielle.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
About that really mean old lady. I love that film. I saw that back in the 90s. That one came out. So yeah, I could see that. I can see what was that? There was that film, Diane Keaton. There's been a plethora of, elder community movies out. So yeah, they do.
Cocoon?
No, that was a while ago. No, recently, where they were like cheerleaders or something.
Oh. My dad used to always joke when he'd go into a place and there were a lot of seniors. He'd always joke it was like Cocoon in there.
Well, it's like high school; it just lasts forever.
Yeah.
There was a really good New York Times article in that effect, and this was maybe 10 years ago, where basically they did say that once if you lived in an assisted living or retirement community or nursing home, it's like high school. You have the cool kid table, but they're now ancient elders, and then they pair up the poor loser people. Those who can't hear will be paired
it was like
up
that.
with.
It was kind of like that where my mom was.
Yeah.
But it was done more by managed. Like my mom was at the table where if people needed a little extra help, but she generally got along with all the people that were at that table.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
there was one woman that used to play the piano in vaudeville halls, so I used to love eating next to her.
Wow.
And her brain was pretty smart. She just couldn't walk up well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's totally like high school.
Yeah. So yeah, it needs that folk horror. We need to develop one called elder horror.
By M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh,
Well,
God.
that'll be soon.
Let's
That will be
not
soon.
do that, Rob. Let's not do that.
Or who's the guy that does Saw? It could be him.
Lee Worrell?
Yeah.
Bruce Campbell.
Who are you?
Well, I don't know. He did that Bubba Hotep.
Yeah.
That he did.
Oh my God. I thought that was like the saddest film ever. Did anyone like that? I thought it was sad.
It was okay.
It was sad.
All right.
No, that
Okay.
I've never watched
For what it
to be
was.
honest with you.
It was a sad testament on nursing homes. It really was. It's just like, oh, I don't want to go there. Even if you
Oh.
are Elvis hiding out.
Yeah, that's true.
So, Madman, I asked a couple times, what was your take on Free Guy?
Freedom.
It was okay.
Yeah.
Right? It was, for me, it was just okay. Decent story. It was all right. I mean, it wasn't great, but by any means. But I think it was something we haven't gotten before.
It was a nice change of. I mean, there are elements of different stories in it, but it was nice that it wasn't the same old thing that we've been seeing
Yes.
a lot of lately. Not a rehash
Absolutely.
of the same thing over and over again. So
Right. And with Ryan Reynolds, as much as I love him and he's super charismatic, I've loved Ryan Reynolds since Van Wilder, right? I will stand by that movie. I'm okay with that one, right? And it's a thing of, okay, but he kind of, his voice and cadence and everything kind of carries the same between that, Deadpool, the Hitman's Bodyguard, the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, the
Right.
sequel that he did. So there's kind of a, that thing where it's Ryan Reynolds and it's almost like he's just playing himself every time in certain
Yeah.
situations. Where I liked him in what was it? The Blade movie he did, him, Jessica Biel, and Wesley Snipes.
Trinity,
Where
right?
he was, yes, Blade, where he was still kind of Ryan Reynolds-ish. But just a snippet different. The humor is always, kind of there, but it's, you never quite buy into him being a different character other than it's him on screen being him.
Well,
yeah,
there's
Jody.
certain actors like that. Like Bill Murray generally plays Bill Murray.
Mm-hmm.
George Clooney generally plays George Clooney, except when he doesn't, and that's stuff like Oh Brother, and it's very impressive when he doesn't.
Mhm.
Which I love.
Because so, but yeah, there's certain people where you just like even Sean Connery, right? He's playing Sean Connery in Hunt for Red October as the Russian captain of a submarine, and no one gave a shit because it was Sean Connery, and we'll just let him, we'll just let him get away with that.
Well, Michael Caine.
Michael Caine is guilty
again,
of being Michael Caine quite a bit.
Right.
again, except for oh shit.
Cider House Rules.
Yes, thank you. Where it was surprising him. It's like Michael Caine without the Michael Caine accent.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
weird.
Now,
Good.
one of the
Weird.
things that stood out to me, though, when I watched Free Guy was this, because I always look at, there's a very, very distinct difference in how men are allowed to age and do roles in Hollywood past 40 versus women,
Mhm.
right? And
Mhm.
it struck me really quick. And I'm like, wait a minute, how old is Ryan Reynolds? And so I did the quick thing. I'm like, oh, okay. Because you could see, like in this movie was one of the few times where you could see parts of his like natural hair color start coming through versus,
Yeah.
normally it's washed out. But also I was like, wait, how old is this actress? And it's like, oh, so now you are fully in the I am in love roles with actresses half my age.
Half my
Well,
age.
Jodie
yeah.
Comer
category.
was it Comer or Cromer?
Yeah,
I don't
Comer.
remember.
Comer.
Yeah.
Comer. she was actually really everything that I see her in, she's fantastic in, but she was really good in this.
I agree.
Regardless, I mean, she
was able to do straight comedy in this that she doesn't necessarily do in Killing Eve.
Right,
Okay,
but I mean,
yeah.
she has the ability to switch in and out of situations that I mean, as you know, she's just a phenomenal actress or actor, I guess is a word. Not to say not
because Killing Eve's Killing Eve's a lot darker comedy, but
yes.
a lot darker comedy, but it's still kind of comedy. But this is more pure, straight up comedy, which I think she was really good at.
Yeah, she was really, really good. So,
And by the way, in case you guys don't know, this wonderful quilt that I'm using, John will recognize because this was made by his lovely wife for the baby.
The baby.
you'll recognize because my wife can't.
You can now, John. You can now tell Megan her work has been featured on the podcast.
Oh, good. Excellent.
We're also selling recreations on Etsy.
Chinese knockoffs.
Yes, absolutely, but it'll say "Made in America."
America.
We're preparing for the pandemic baby boom.
Well, look.
Get yours now.
Look, we tried.
I'm good.
We tried for 6 years prior to the pandemic. This just happened to be the time where it happened.
Mm-hmm.
The stars were aligned.
I don't know about that.
What part of it
Something
didn't
else
you
was
understand how to do, Madman?
Well, I didn't have someone when I was soaking. I didn't have someone jumping on the other side of the bed, jump humping for me. So, you know. Shout out to BYU.
I have
Those kids got it all figured out.
so many questions, none of which I want answered.
Too late. So I'm going to give it to you. So there's a story running in the media in the past couple of weeks where there's a particular act, and then so it was vetted that this is what's happening in Utah over at BYU, which is a and I'm not going to disparage the Mormons, right? They do a lot of good work at different.
No, go for it.
However, the kids have figured out a way to quote unquote fool God by keeping their virginity intact through a method called soaking, where at which the male will insert his penis into the female's vagina and they will just lay there, right? And no one moves. And it doesn't count as sex. Now, John, as bizarre as that sounds, wait, there's more. In the world's worst threesome, they also have a system called jump humping, where the two of you will lay there soaking, right? And you will have a third friend jump up and down on the bed for you to create the movement so that you're not guilty of creating the movement yourself. And I'm like, at which point are you sitting there making eye contact with the third person going, yeah, that's good right there. Keep going. Jump just like that. Don't stop.
So
Thanks, Steve. You're the best.
basically, you're saying that they've created a Sabbath mode for sex.
Yes, absolutely. And it's like, nope. I'm sure the big guy's sitting there going, this just doesn't count because they're not moving themselves. And if they're not moving themselves, then they're not voluntarily doing this.
Well, if they're not voluntarily doing it, then that makes it really awkward because who is involuntarily doing that stuff to you? Is it their third friend?
That's true. That's
Could they be
true.
brought up on charges?
Right. That's going to be the next thing.
Oh,
is
God.
the third friend guilty of sinning because they're assisting in the movement?
Oh, God, Tuffley, what have you got?
Has anyone explained to them that's not how Head and Shoulders works?
Oh, there's a whole nother joke I want to make with that. Oh, my God.
Wow.
Again, it's like my new fridge has Sabbath mode, where apparently you're not supposed to refrigerate stuff on the Sabbath, so it's got some mode that does it in a way that God's okay with?
Well, I
Okay,
know
work.
that ovens have Sabbath mode.
No, that's called self-cleaning mode. That's
No.
different.
That's so you could like put your food in and it
Yeah.
bakes all day or whatever, and no one dies.
No one dies.
So
I had a
before
boss
that,
that I
there's a
had
lot
a
of people
boss that
dying because of ovens. What?
well, yeah, you can't to turn knob. So I had a boss who worked in one of the Catskill Jewish resorts,
Hmm.
and he was one of his jobs on Friday night was there would be this couple laying in bed, almost similar to what
Soaking?
Adman was saying, but they had him turn the TV channel and just stand there. It's like turn. So he would do that all night.
Oh, that's the worst cuckold ever. Okay, now turn
Yeah.
the switch. All right, give me that NBC. Nope, MSNBC. Wait a minute, we need to go a little hard here tonight.
Back
Can I
then,
get
you know,
Fox?
up in the Catskills,
Give me some
you had like
HGTV.
you had 3 channels. You had 3 channels to choose from, and you can't decide which one.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's just wow.
How
Yeah.
did PBS pledge drives work?
Ah.
A lot of soaking.
Yeah.
Well, it would be soaking interrupted by phone
You're
banks.
soaking in it, Rosie.
That's right. Palm olive
and-
is soaking in
And
it.
Nina Toten bags.
Oh my
Softens a
God.
lot of things.
It's-
And then you can go do dishes.
Oh. Oh. Why are you wiping? Why are you wiping that on the plate? Well, I don't want the stuff to go to waste.
The tingle means it's working? I don't know.
This is not the Sesame Street I remember.
It gets grease
Oh, yes, it
out of
is.
your way.
Yes, it is, Rob.
Technically,
You remember that pilot? We've all seen it together. Yes,
I
it
don't-
is.
I don't
We
think this is supposed to
Hey,
get
cat.
oil off of ducks.
Hey.
Sorry.
Oh,
Too soon.
boy. And this is where I can only imagine if Scott was here.
Who?
Scott. We have another member named
I
Scott.
know. Somebody should text Scott. There's a
Dang
baby.
it, Rob.
There's
There's
a baby on board.
There is a baby on
podcast.
board. And he's wide awake too. He's just sitting here looking at me going, okay, this is the shit my dad says.
Oh,
Real quick, can we get the baby's take on Venom?
Jackson, say hi. What do you think of Venom, buddy? Huh? He's not nope.
You
All
They're
right.
spitting up. All right, good.
He's got nothing to say. He said, oh, it was a
Oh,
snoozer. They
oh,
did a
oh,
pee
boring
on me.
apparently.
All
Get
right.
out of him.
Yep.
Wow.
Wow. Dang
Sorry,
it.
buddy.
There goes
do
all
agree
3 of
with
our
that.
watchers.
I do agree with that take.
Although, can I mentioned this elsewhere. Can I just say that I certainly hope Tom Hardy apparently showed up in some photo wearing a Spider-Man No Way Home production hat,
Yeah.
which I hope like Tom Holland sent him just to troll people. You know, I think
Yeah.
in fact, if I was Tom Holland, I would be printing those up and sending them to, like I said, Nicholas Hammond from the 70s. I don't know if the actor who played Spider-Man is still around. I'd send it to them.
Who played him on the Electric Company? Was it just some production guy in a
Nicholas
suit?
Hammond.
No.
That was
Oh, in the suit.
Let me see.
it was some probably rando production guy and
Probably.
And look, it should be the guy from the Electric Company sitting with Morgan Freeman.
what if it is
Oh.
Morgan Freeman? What if it is Morgan Freeman?
Morgan Freeman was actually in the suit.
Yes.
What if it was Rita Moreno?
Oh yeah, it was her.
It
Yeah.
wasn't. I know her body type from the Muppets. That wasn't Rita Moreno. I promise.
Danny Segrin is his name,
Really? Okay.
and let's see. Is he? I assume he's probably
Just
still
when I
around, right?
expect you not to go there, you go there. Good.
He is 93 years old.
Oh, good. We'll put him on the list for next year.
I
What the?
get him
the
a hat.
list for what?
Get him a
the
hat.
The Deadpool.
Oh,
Totally
I
get a
am
hat.
not doing that.
Yeah, I got out, but I have a friend of mine. I give him a list, and if he wins, I get a cut of the money and donate it to charity.
If I'm Tom Holland right
That
now, I'm just
doesn't
making
make it
shit up.
better.
What was that, Tuffley?
Like, if I'm Tom Holland, I'm just making shit up now. Here's who's
Yes.
all in the movie.
Of course, absolutely.
Just post the
Everybody-
list up.
Everybody. Everyone's in the movie.
Although I did the other rumor that came out this week in reference to the Scarlett Johansson suit being settled, that Chris Evans is talking to Marvel again. I would really like to just if they've gone to all this effort and all this reported, rumor that it's just him and Jackman doing Old Man Steve and Old Man Logan in the Deadpool movie as Waldorf and Statler.
That would be great.
That would be fantastic.
I would absolutely be a fan of that. I think the other thing that would be a great idea is to get a No Way Home production hat to somebody like Ezra Miller to wear.
No, you have to,
Or-
but you have to give one to Grant Gustin too, or you're going to piss off the internet.
Michael Keaton. I don't know, just some random people, and just have them. And then the kicker is you have when asked about it, the response is, "I'm sorry, I can't comment on that." Don't say I'm not in it. Just say I can't comment, because that basically is interpreted by most people as, yeah, it's totally happening. Hi, Dom.
Hey, Dom.
Hi, everyone.
You totally missed it. We're all soaking in this podcast.
No, we are not. No, we are not. We are
Stop
not
shaking
soaking
the
in this
screen,
podcast.
John.
It's just soaking.
Why soaking?
It's a long, complicated
Why
story.
not?
Not
Do I
very
want to know?
complicated.
Just,
Apparently, God doesn't know. I mean,
Now, okay, so here's a question.
And
If
jump
you're-
humping.
If you're lying there soaking,
Oh,
and
God.
you don't want a friend to jump up and down on the bed, what if will it count if you're on one of those magic fingers vibrating beds and you get the friend to put in a quarter to start it?
I think that counts as jump humping. That's totally-
prostitution.
Yeah, I think it
That's
counts.
prostitution because there's money involved.
Are you prostituting
Yes.
the bed? Who is
You know what worries me? I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
That's right. It's jump the ocean, folks.
It's
It's jump the ocean.
internationally understood.
I will say this though, the great thing, and we discussed this briefly over Messenger earlier, that with Dom, is that the German language probably has a much better term for jump humping than jump humping. You can
Yes,
have a
Tom,
much
what's the
cooler
term for
word.
jump humping?
Which
He's like,
Which-
it's the middle of the night. I don't have the capacity
which
for this.
which could probably be literally translated as higher and to the left, Stan.
Quick step.
Two
Ah.
things. First of all,
Okay.
beer number
Two.
what is that which? I mean, how many beers did you have?
This is just number one.
It's really
You have to
effective.
understand, I spent most of my high school career people thinking I was drunk, and I never had any alcohol the entire time I was in high school. I just have it in a gland, and it just pumps out as I need it. What was the second thing?
The coffee is really just to keep that gland in check.
You okay, bud?
Let's just call it Springrammeln.
Sorry, could you repeat that, sir? What do you call it?
Springrammeln. Not in front
Okay.
of the baby, though. Ah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. It's okay. You can judge Dom. It'll be fine.
That's a pull quote. Hang on, I gotta get that
You
pull
both
quote.
get a pass.
So as the child gets older, the parents usually have the blackmail material on the child. It's going to be the other way around.
Oh, there'll be no blackmail material. There'll be none. You'll be like, nope, that's just my dad. We've
Yep.
accepted him the way he is.
Yeah, Yeah.
They might find something on you.
No, there's nothing he can pull up that my daughter doesn't already have.
Exactly.
Although I want to be there for the meeting when he talks to your daughter and be like, "So you have this?" And she's like, "Oh yeah." Well, what about this? Oh yeah, yeah. And like trying to go through all. It's like he's brought in a stack of files, and really this you
literally,
got this? Oh, absolutely. I've got it in color. Jesus Christ, I didn't know it was color.
there's already a running record through Google. The text messages between my daughter and myself are like the worst of the internet, being slung at each other daily.
Oh God.
This is an ongoing thing of just horrible things being sent to each other. Like, I can't believe this crap, or various memes. Right, but to clarify something in a very brief story.
Oh God.
When my oldest child, my daughter, was about 13, we were on the interstate headed to the chiropractor. I had just brushed my teeth. I accidentally grabbed a sugar-free Red Bull.
Whoa, come on. Wait, you had just brushed your teeth, and as a result of that, you were on the way to the chiropractor? How the fuck were you brushing your teeth?
Hey man, I was trying to get everything clean.
Now, jumping up and down on the bed.
Yes,
there was some everything like
that morning. Right.
See, had he only gotten somebody to put the quarter in, he'd be fine.
Right. As you know, if you drink anything acidic right after you brush your teeth, like orange juice or anything like that, it doesn't taste great. And so again, there's this 13-year-old girl sitting in the passenger seat, and we're at the red light on the off ramp. And I take a sip of the Red Bull, and I'm like, this tastes like ass. And in true form, knowing that that's my kid, looks me dead in the eye and goes, "Well, Dad, what does ass taste like? And how do you know that?" And she just looks at me like, how are you going to answer this? And I took a moment to gather myself, and I realized I had to just simply go, "You know what? Why don't you ask your mother?" And I kept driving.
The fact that you said that.
Right. So those are the conversations between me and my kid, who, of course, now she's 25. So those conversations are only worse, right? I took her to the the Oddball Comedy Festival, whose entire lineup was Reggie Watts, Louis C.K., Mark Maron, Hannibal Buress, Chris Hardwick. Hold on. She chose this as a 16-year-old. And then I had to sit there all night going, "Why are you laughing at this joke? You understand this joke. This is a problem." But she got to meet a lot of cool comedians that night.
I learned it from you, Dad.
Well, she got to meet a lot of cool comedians that night. There's a buddy of ours here in Atlanta, Marshall. Marshall owns the Laughing Skull Comedy Theater.
Oh,
nice.
Over in Midtown, right? And I didn't realize that for the longest time. They were the small stage over at the amphitheater. So, literally, I walk up. He's doing a bit. He stops, waves at me. He's like, "Oh, hey, come on around." They was like, "Oh, he can come around." So me and my daughter come around. It's me and R.I.P. Stephen Brody Stevens and Mark Maron watching my friend Marshall do his set the whole time. I'm like, okay, well, this is a good child experience. So yeah, no one called defects on me after this podcast.
Yeah, when Mark Maron was in town for his comedy show, he was hitting all the record stores in town, and he likes Bill Evans. He likes him some Bill Evans. Yeah.
Well, I'd just like to point out yet again how grateful I am that when we were all growing up, YouTube and Instagram and all these things were not a thing. So many of the, let's just say 98% of the stupid shit that I had done, I probably would have wound up on camera of some kind and would be on the internet forever.
Oh, God.
And, right? I mean...
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the statute of limitations has run out on everything for me.
I don't know.
I don't
Podcast is getting
know.
real quiet because we're all
Maybe we
sleeping.
should do introductions.
Do introductions.
This early? This early?
I mean, it's early, but I mean that keeps people on their toes. The fact that we're doing them at all would keep people on their toes.
Right?
All right, fine. Well, while we're here, we'll go ahead and do introductions, and I will make a note of when we're doing it so I can find it again as I'm trying to edit this monster later. And we'll do introductions, and we'll do them starting now. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Weekend Justice. This is the Weekend Justice podcast here on needcoffee.com, the number one audio internet train wreck. We are gathered here in the Hall of Weekend Justice in this fine autumn season, which is finally upon us. And we're gathered here for the Weekend Justice, and I will introduce the Weekend Justice League. Going from my right to your left, we have Rob is with us. Hi, Rob.
Hello.
Hello, Rob. Rox the Spaz House is here. Hi, Rox.
I'm second. Yay!
We also have Dom is here. Hi, Dom.
Bonjour, mes amis.
Bonsoir.
Whoa, he switched to French.
Bonsoir.
Monsieur.
Well, bon nuit
We.
on my end.
Bon voyage. I don't
We
know
don't
where
know
this
how
is
to
going.
speak fern language.
We also have Madman is here with his little friend.
Hello. I'm a professional jump humper.
We also have Toughly here with his little friend. We have John for the Neat Geek. Hi, John.
Funny.
Ladies and gentlemen, Florida man.
So, is there a
I didn't have the board
difference?
set up.
What's the difference?
Is there a difference between jump humping and tub thumping? I'm just curious.
Well, I just know I get knocked down and I'll get up again because you're never going to keep me down.
Yes, but then you'd have to keep doing it.
Exactly.
So much.
Yeah. Yeah.
I DJ'd a wedding once where they tipped me $400 to play that record like over and over and over, and I never wanted to hear it again for like a year.
Oh,
I played it like
Wedge.
I played it like 20 times.
Yeah.
Hey man, $400 is $400.
I didn't do
Was,
it.
Exactly.
was it,
And maybe-
it was Widget's
and-
wedding? Is that what you're
No,
saying?
no, no.
And maybe Madman remembers this too. You guys remember Dave FM used to do the charity thing in town
Mm-hmm.
where basically if you gave them enough money, they would play any damn thing you wanted.
Yep.
Somebody
No, I didn't know that.
actually donated. I don't remember how much, but it was they donated and they had to play tub thumping for like an hour.
Oh my god.
Yee.
Wow.
And then the next year, the same person put, I think, the same amount down and got like U2's Wire for like an hour.
Jesus.
Gotta respect the
Interesting.
investment.
But no, it
Do
was
you,
this
though?
charity. It was this charity pledge drive that they do. I think it was for Habitat that they used to do. That Dave FM, the old Dave FM
No.
here in Atlanta, used to
Ooh,
do.
bless you, bud.
No, see, the thing to do would have been to put that money down and get them to play John Cage's 4 minutes 33 seconds for an hour.
Yes.
That's good. Or just pick 8-minute songs.
Yeah,
Bat Out of Hell,
Mm. Yeah,
American Pie.
right.
No.
It's on the American Pie.
I'll tell you what's wrong with it.
Oh, good. What's up?
no,
Bruce?
no, he
the
meant the
song.
Madonna one. He meant the Madonna one.
Oh God.
He
What
wants
does
the
the
Madonna.
Madonna-
I
one.
don't know.
Wait a second.
There's this one. Who is it? It's Ford. It's one of the American car dealers, and all the guy does is "Bye bye, Mr. American Pie," and that's the only stanza he does. Nothing else. Bye.
He doesn't remember the rest of the words.
Bye.
Neither does Don McLean at this point.
Drive my Chevy to the
Okay with that.
Chevy. There you go. It wasn't Ford. Yeah, I hate
It's only
that.
the lyrics.
Hate that commercial.
Yeah, I
We
just
don't have the time.
I think they filmed part of it in Jacksonville.
Well, that would explain a lot.
Well, yeah,
probably would.
we don't have levees here. It's like go somewhere where there are levees. We don't have any. We
Yeah,
don't have any.
like New Orleans.
Or Canada. There's like
Oh.
there's Eugene, There's
Oh God.
Yes, but the levee breaking is the Led Zeppelin song, so that's not going to really work. Is it?
Man has a point.
nobody liked my Eugene Levy joke.
I got it.
like
I was about to throw
Eugene
Sean Levy in there, but I felt like
Hey! Free guy.
you
Was Sean Levy?
Yeah.
he was in it.
He directed it.
Oh,
Right.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Cool.
I am correct, right? I'm not hallucinating that, right?
No.
Sean Levy. Google.
It's like
Yeah. Free guy.
I only found out like last week that Andy Serkis directed the new Venom movie.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
And,
Which
and apparently
and the action pieces are better in this one than they were in the last one. So well done,
However-
Andy. But
his next project, apparently, the one that looks like it's going to happen next is Animal Farm. Which,
That makes sense.
Whoa.
yeah,
that
Will
makes
he play
sense.
all the parts?
probably not.
Two bad legs. Four bad.
Yeah.
Four legs good.
Oh my! So we have not been together since What If started. Is everyone enjoying What If, or is everyone? watched What
I'm
If?
not completely caught up.
I'm not.
But-
I stopped at the zombie episode. I haven't actually watched a zombie episode.
I'm right
yet.
before the zombie episode.
Oh,
Well, I
haven't
mean,
seen
I'm
it.
caught up.
it comes in two flavors. It's either fan service or really, really bleak, or sometimes both.
Or
It
sometimes
is the
both.
same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fan service is extremely bleak.
yeah. That being said, the Star-Lord T'Challa episode is probably still my favorite, with Party Thor a close second.
So you like
Because-
the
Oh,
bleak
Party
stuff.
Thor. I haven't
What's
heard
that?
nor seen that.
So you like the bleak stuff.
No, I do like the bleak stuff. It's just that, like, I mean, let me tell you something. That zombie episode was more hardcore than I thought it was going to be.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
I'm like, you guys got away with this? Wow. So, no, I'm pleased with it, and I hope it's going the direction that I think it's going, because I really want it, and I've been talking about it for a while now.
well, apparently there was supposed to be a 10th episode, but it's apparently getting pushed to the next season, which that's already happening. So
Yeah, that is correct. They killed that in the beginning.
yeah,
Before they even started airing. They said, "No, we're going to shorten it."
And the question becomes, when does the next season air? Because right now, Hawkeye's what? November?
Hawkeye's going to be
November,
well.
I think, right?
There's a November event for Disney Plus, which is
Right,
going
which is
to
when
include
Shang-Chi is gonna.
which Shang-Chi is going to
pop
hit
up.
the service, which I'm guessing has to be, it's the week before Hawkeye actually starts. And it's also the week, I think a week or two out before Eternals. Because they want to make sure that everybody's seen, the one film before we launch the next one. So
Right.
I'm guessing that is kind of the timeline for that. I know Miss Marvel, Hawkeye is the last thing they're doing for this year. Is the
Right.
last Marvel thing that's coming out this year, because Miss Marvel got moved.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think they've
And,
announced a new date yet. It's just next year sometime.
It depends on when we actually get the release date for the Marvels, because they haven't actually put the release date in yet, but it's supposed to be sometime next year.
What, for the Marvels?
Yeah.
Oh, they announced one. They've had one on the books for.
Did they?
Oh yeah.
I know they changed.
That welcome back to the movies thing. They
Okay.
announced one.
Okay. They stopped moving dates a while back. so
November 11th is what it shows at
Okay.
now.
okay. But I know Miss Marvel is supposed to be the next thing they show. I think.
Because Moon Knight's in
Because I think
production.
She-Hulk's not ready yet.
Yeah.
She-Hulk, I don't think has started yet.
No.
But yeah, I mean, I don't even know what's after that at this point.
It's supposed to be Miss Marvel and then She-Hulk, I think, if the schedule's still right.
Mm,
Who knows?
let's see. Oh, and can I just say, and I mentioned this at least on Twitter, that people don't need to get. Apparently, there's a whole bunch of websites now that are like Corona Coming Attractions used to be, except they just accept input from anybody. And so you get all kinds of crazy, weird stories popping up. And somebody was saying that, because I mean, Echo is supposed to spin off of Hawkeye.
Yeah.
And somebody was saying that Daredevil was going to appear in Echo and then spin off into his own series or something. But there was no substantiation about that whatsoever. When it got everybody excited. And I'm like, God damn it. Don't tease me with that shit.
Well, I mean, but then you've got
D'Onofrio.
D'Onofrio, playing with people on Twitter. So,
oh no, listen. Like I said, with the Tom
which is
Hardy
really
hat
fun
thing,
to watch. Yeah,
no,
it's really fun to watch.
The Tom Hardy hat thing. It's like I am all for trolling people, but it's just don't fucking get me excited.
Actually, I think D'Onofrio and Ruffalo are having fun with this.
I think it's great. I absolutely love it. And since certain people have our own record about flat out lying whether or not they're going to appear in stuff, I just basically think it's at this point, say whatever the hell you want as long as it's deniable or anything else, just to keep people surprised when it happens.
Mm-hmm.
So we got Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, She-Hulk, Secret Invasion is supposed to be next year.
Ooh.
And then there's the Guardians holiday special. Along with Ironheart, which annoys me every time I hear that name. Armor Wars is TBA. The Wakanda series is TBA.
By the way, Ironheart is not a spinoff of Silverhawks, which is really depressing for lots of people.
Ironheart sounds like a fucking...
It is an 80s metal band,
80s.
by the way.
No, even better. Ironheart sounds like a historical fiction romance novel set in like Ireland near some kind of like iron forge or something. It takes place in like the 1700s or some shit. It's just a terrible name for a character.
Wait, it's on Stars.
And it just angers me. What?
I said it's on Stars.
Oh, okay. That Ironheart series.
It's on Stars.
But yeah, so yeah, Echo. That would be coming off of Hawkeye.
Yeah.
But how fun was the trailer for Hawkeye, though?
Oh, I'm basically the only person who could truly, properly, scientifically answer that is Kim, because
That's true.
it was specifically designed.
What, you couldn't hear the response from like...
I absolutely could.
Space?
Exactly. Yeah. So,
like Rogers the musical needs to be a thing by itself.
Yeah.
Listen, the only critique I have of that is it needs to be Rogers with an exclamation point. The music.
Yeah.
That is really.
I'm guessing that takes the place of Dog Cops in the comic.
If and I will say this,
since you can't have Dog Cops,
correct.
It would make me so happy if like Lin-Manuel or somebody contributed just a little bit of insanity to that, whatever scenes we're going to see of that.
Well, at least one song called "I Can Do This All Day." That's all I need.
Yeah, right. I mean, the possibilities are endless for how you could play around with that.
I've heard there are at least 2 songs that we get.
Oh, perfect. And like I said,
I don't know who does them, but I think we're getting 2.
Also,
Do This All Day and The End of the Line.
I think because there's been all these rumors about them getting Chris Evans to come back into the MCU, and I have gone on record as saying that if that turns out to be just a cameo of him in the audience as old Steve watching Rogers the Musical and laughing his ass off,
Yeah.
then I will probably just have to buy another Disney Plus subscription just to throw more money at them, because that would be amazing. So
But yeah, you got everything. You got lucky. You got a little bit of lucky. You got the charger.
and Kate is perfect.
And Kate, yeah.
What was it? Somebody was on Twitter saying, me and a whole bunch of friends are doing nothing but texting Kate Bishop back and forth to her all day long. Nothing but the name.
Yeah.
So, there it is.
There it is.
Oh my God, you
There
found
it
it.
is.
Oh my God.
That was
my
Rob.
God.
Rob found that.
Nice, Rob.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, I see it. Let me see, is there-
Gift sorted.
Come on.
Oh,
go,
there's
ahead,
wait.
go ahead and
there's
read
not a-
that
oh, here it is.
synopsis.
Here it is.
Read it.
Okay. Destiny wore many disguises, and Lady Brenna, pledged as bride and match more alliance than love affair, saw true when... Was this translated into Aramaic and back? What the fuck?
No, this was
true when
This is written
Caroline...
down. This is written down from the SCA event that it happened at last week.
Saw true when Caroline rode up to her castle gated. Wait, so rode up gated? The castle was gated? Were they both gated? Was
Unless I'm
someone
not
jumping
mistaken,
up and
that's a
down on the
euphemism.
gate?
That's
were
a whole.
smoking.
That's a
That's
whole.
part of a
different,
gated community.
This valiant knight was surely her mysterious betrothed, for he was her past, and fate decreed he be her future. An Elgin girl. Elgin? Is that a... What does Elgin mean?
He was bursting.
Baylor.
Upon the high battlements had once given him her favor by soaking and ease his aching soul. Now Leon Fitzwarren, famed as Caroline, the Ironheart, had returned to Wales to those very battlements to jump up and down, and faced again the bewitching Brenna, the elfin... See, it's elfin! Elfin sprite become woman and holder of his heart. That's a lot going on there.
Now, I would
Maybe
like
she
to.
was an elfin person that turned into an Elgin lot.
I'm thinking there's a bit of a Keebler elf fascination in this, and I think if there's a reference to snack cookies later on, it's just branding.
The only thing I'm finding is Elgin is a city in both Illinois and Texas.
Elgin, Illinois is
And
nothing
it's
to
a
write home
rock.
about.
It is a rock, an ancient rock.
In Scotland, there's also
Oh,
place. The first thing I
So-
found was something about an insect. Okay, that I've never heard of. So it's probably the place in Scotland.
what in the God's name, Rob? What are you doing? What is copy of? Oh my God!
In my day, URLs were shorter.
Uh,
God.
Countered- Oh my gosh!
Oh, wow.
Soaking encounter journal. Oh wait a minute. So what in Mormon slang? What is a super soaker?
So I have to say, I
Whoa.
was at a party before the pandemic,
Whoa.
and I saw this on someone's bookshelf, and I didn't know what the fuck it was until tonight. I just saw
You
this.
know, come to think of it, we've been mentioning the Super Soaker film at every single Badman for years. Maybe this is what that is.
Maybe this is. You know what?
A
Who
super
knew?
soaker is when you have 3 separate couples, all on the same air mattress, and you have
Now-
one person jumping for all 3.
But is it an air mattress, or what? What happens if you try it on a waterbed?
A tsunami.
Ooh.
Yeah, who knew that the Super Soaker movie would be done by the same people who brought you Left Behind?
Well, I mean that motion, that up and down motion you need.
That motion, Rob.
The motion of the
The
ocean.
motion. Done that motion.
Well-
that motion.
I would like to point out that soaking in the spirit does give you intimacy with the Father. So
Great.
Oh,
Who wrote this?
oh,
I don't watch any of those categories. Sorry. I don't.
I don't- listen.
Is that a,
how do you
is that a
avoid them? I
Sopranos
mean,
reference?
Listen. All I know is that there used to be Yahoo groups for that kind of thing, and I just don't. I try to stay away from it.
The great thing is if when you click on the author, you get a 404.
Is
Well,
that a
that's
euphemism?
That's what the kids are into now.
So, Soaking in the Spirit is the follow-up album by Norman Greenbaum to
You're
Spirit in the
smoking
Sky.
in it.
I've been thinking about that the entire time.
Oh my God, you're soaking in it.
I'm gonna be thinking about Madge all night now
You won't be alone.
with those soft,
She
supple
had a
hands.
career. Her
And-
Wasn't Nancy
Yeah.
Walker?
Rosie from
Wasn't
Bounty.
Nancy Walker in some of those later on?
Yeah, she was Rosie. She was from Bounty.
And if you
The quicker
switch
picker-upper.
commercials a little bit and maybe switch your technique, you could talk about
Sweet.
those dirty rings.
Right.
Takes a second, but it's
Or
it's
squeezing
worthwhile.
the Charmin, but we're not gonna discuss that.
Mr. Whipple, no.
Here, I like this one. They're a crime. Woo.
These hands are a crime.
When you're soaking in it.
That's what it said when you're being intimate with the Father. Those hands are a
right.
crime.
Look, we are not going to continue to say that, okay? I'm drawing a line here. Look, we're just not. No,
Babies
no,
learn,
we
from
are
the,
not.
babies
Can I just
learn from the
say-
conversations they hear. Let's not warp his child before he even
Yeah.
gets.
Oh, he's out of the room at this
Yeah.
point. All right.
Madman draws a line. You know it's bad.
That's
Okay.
why he's wearing the headphones.
That's not why I'm wearing the headphones.
Why are you in therapy? Well, doctor, I'm not sure.
Right. Like, what's bothering you this week? Well, the phrase "soaking with in the Father" definitely.
See, mine will be like, so how are your podcasts this week? And then, yeah.
And then
And
see
then-
this is why we need Scott. I'm like, Scott, explain soaking in the Father.
know. I sent him
Really?
a text.
Go ahead.
Sent him a text.
Wait,
There's,
whoa,
there's
whoa, whoa,
unfortunately
whoa,
a little
whoa.
bit of Scott in all of us.
What?
No,
we,
there's
we've
not.
gone from whiff
No,
to
there's
in.
not.
That's
And
bad.
You
there's
know,
never been a little bit of Scott in me.
there was no programming on soaking at Dragon Con. Maybe I'm going to suggest that to one of the tracks.
So if the third person was on a pogo stick, I'm just throwing this out there.
So
I
what
think
if
they
the
should
third person
break
was on a
down
jackhammer?
Yeah, but so
Or one of those
okay,
rolling
here's-
balls. Could you get one of those little balls that you roll on and roll that across the air?
I'm
mattress
pretty
and back
sure
out?
they're rolling on some balls anyway.
So
Yeah.
here's a problem. So you have these
So-
One
beds.
problem.
That's a sexual reference.
That's right. We've gotten it down to one problem.
Well, there's that mattress where you could like throw a bowling ball on it and your person will not feel it. You'll not move. So
Well,
you
these
can't-
are college
you have to
students.
get a
They can't
certain
afford
kind
that
of
mattress.
Yeah. No, that's
Right, these are college students. They can't afford that mattress.
No. That's not an issue. Although that would be hilarious. We've changed out Freddie and Laverne's mattress for this new memory foam super absorption mattress. Let's see if they notice.
Yeah,
Let me
they
introduce you
jumping?
to
I'm jumping as far as
noticed
can.
it.
I don't feel anything.
Faster. Oh my god! Just do the trampoline thing. Jump up and come down on your knees.
Trying.
What? Wait a minute.
What? Oh,
It's not getting any better.
how to
No,
do
no, it's
soaking
not.
prayer? You can be alone or with your spouse or children, or you can invite friends to your home and you can take turns soaking each other.
What? That's called a
Wait.
kids party.
I think R. Kelly just got convicted for that.
No, he did not. We are not going there.
Wow,
Sir.
Madman's very sensitive tonight. That's 2 lines.
Look here, okay?
That's like more lines than
no
last
more
3
sharing
years.
stuff.
Oh, and this is the CBN website. This is the
Yes, thank you, Tuffley.
we introduced CBN introducing androgynous kids looking for Jesus. Ended up sending kids to Akira. It's great.
So, Tuffley,
Way to go, guys.
I found
Wait,
the
what?
I found the
Oh my
soundtrack
God.
for that, but I'm only going to send it to you later.
So
Explain
back
it?
in the day, CBN decided to get into figuring out ways to get kids into the Bible
And this is the cock
studies.
blocking network. What is it?
Exactly.
Okay.
Bravo, sir. Bravo.
And that, friends, is how we got the flying house.
By the way,
On a
bouncing
very
castles, are
special
they off the menu
episode
for
of
them
Neat
now?
Coffee's Weekend Justice.
Because if people who do the soaking bullshit see a bouncing castle, they must get, ideas.
I mean, I don't do soaking, and I've already had ideas.
wait. Now
Wait,
you can
that's-
get as many people as you can fit into the bouncy castle to
But-
help.
But that ties into Ironheart because they went up to the gated castle. It might have been a gated bouncy castle,
Sure.
which definitely made her Elgin.
That's right.
I'm just saying.
It's a place which
What's that?
Elgin is a place.
Oh, that's true.
It's a watch. too.
It's a magical place.
It was a watch.
Dark magic. Dark magic.
Back in the day.
So anyway, CBN, they were sending people to Akira. What was happening?
Hang on.
Oh yeah, they were because they were.
Yeah, swallow, Tuffley, swallow.
Hey now.
No, don't choke on it. Just
Don't
swallow.
think it's over.
Hey now.
It's
I
sad.
don't
This
need
is-
to be given technique, okay?
Don't.
You know what's sad? This is normally the jokes I would end up pushing on Battelle, right? That's who normally is dying over in the corner from this.
So
Good
yeah,
for your
so
back
Pat
there.
Robertson in the early days of CBN went to anime producers to make their shows, to make Superbook and The Flying House.
Oh, that was not a good
right.
idea.
Okay, yes. Right.
And instead of Superbook and The Flying House being gateway drugs to religion, they
had
became
rap
gateway
movies.
drugs to Akira and the rest of anime.
And
That's how anime
Devilman.
exploded. That's how anime exploded in America. Anime started in America by kids watching the Bible shows and then finding the real shit.
Not bad.
Which is funny because my
Praise
pagan
Jesus.
ass found it
Way to
through
go,
Robotech
Satan.
at 6 a.m.
Yeah,
Exactly,
But
Witch.
but-
Exactly.
but they reran. Well, also CBN is also partially responsible for giving you the list of backmasking albums to go pick up at the store.
That's true.
It's true.
They've been very helpful over the years. What was it? Someone pointed out that what was it? Daniel Craig was quitting the 007 club at the same time that what's his face was quitting the 700 club, and that was just weird.
yeah. I heard that.
Oh yeah, Pat Robertson. Yeah.
Pat Robertson.
I keep forgetting he's still around. I guess they just defrost him every.
he's
Actually,
leaving.
technically the producers of the 700 Club are surprised he's still there, but that's fine.
Did that thing over in the corner talk? Oh Jesus, it's Pat.
You have
It's
to
weird,
Google
though. It's
700
weird that-
Club. Oh,
Yeah, it's weird though because Freeform can never get rid of it. Like no matter how many hands that network passes through, whoever buys that network has to keep the 700 Club on. Fox bought it. Fox bought CBN, and it was the Family Channel, and they had to keep
Oh,
they had to keep the 700 Club. When Disney bought it, a while back, and it became Freeform. It's Freeform, but it still has the 700 Club on it.
Okay,
Oh, wow.
the solution to that is to turn it into a channel that the 700 Club wants to leave. Meaning,
Exactly.
I think it's.
Wait, have you
obvious
seen
that we-
anything on Freeform?
No. I'm talking about like, you know,
Lucifer.
something insane like a Pornhub channel, or
Whoa,
maybe
whoa.
it's like the Shudder offshoot that only shows like you know, stuff like a Serbian film. I mean, just
or
and then like,
this show explaining soaking.
and then every 5 hours a 700 Club, and then finally, basically, they would probably just go, we've got to leave. This is insane. And ladies and gentlemen, tonight for Halloween night, we're going to be showing the Human Centipede trilogy, followed by the 700 Club.
Then the Human Centipede trilogy backwards.
It doesn't improve.
Makes more sense.
Which is technically the 700 Club.
Just once, just for 1 week, they should let Rox and I host the 700 Club.
I'll even wear one of those, that pink wig.
I got a
that
leisure
one
suit
lady
somewhere.
does. Oh no, that's TBN. There's another channel.
Where does the name come from? Is it 700 Reasons Why the Bible Makes No Sense? Because that's a good start.
I don't know. But this is one
I
lady
think he
that
was
wears
thinking of a
cotton
number.
candy hair.
I don't know.
I'd be that person. I'd do it. We need to have a big set with giant chairs.
You need a giant staircase.
That's it.
Baphomet
yeah.
statue.
And so did anyone ever watch you know, the Jim and Tammy Baker show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the episode with Gavin McLeod?
Oh, Jesus. Don't get me started on him.
No.
Yeah.
Well, he
Okay,
was
what
on,
is this?
So he was on, and during the 80s, 90s, or whatever, it was like live.
Yeah.
So he goes on, they're like, hey, we want this bald guy on the show and stuff. So he proceeds to say, you guys party all the time. He goes, you know, things are, we like to welcome our guests and this and that. He goes, but your guys are partying all the time. It's like, I think there's something wrong there.
Yeah, I saw an interview when his book came out a couple years ago. He was on TV, and I'm like, oh, this I guess could be interesting. Maybe he'll talk about Mary Tyler Moore or something. He's like, and he was talking about the chapters in his book where he described how he led Ted Knight to the Lord, and I'm like, why did you do that? Why did you ruin Ted Knight?
Well, maybe he knows the way back, though.
Yeah,
I don't know. That was McLeod went on like when they were trying to build Heritage USA.
yeah.
You know, and
So,
Here's what's crazy. You know, Jim was at Dragon Con. Matter of fact, he was at Dragon Con 1 year. We actually had cigars with him. Dude, right outside of Fun Fest. Right? You know how when we were in the Regency 5, when we used to be in Regency 5? Yeah.
Wait a second. You
Yes.
were outside with Jim Baker and you did not come and just say, hey, look at this shit. Can you believe this shit?
I always tell you guys after the fact.
You do.
So there's a picture, and I have it somewhere on Facebook from one of the years, and I think it was like maybe 2014, 2013 or something, because we've been at this a while.
Yeah.
And literally,
was he there during the Salvation Army year?
I don't know if that was it, but so I went outside. It was back when I was still smoking cigarettes, so I ran out for a smoke break, and Jim Jr., who had started a ministry for, the destitute street kids here in Atlanta, right? He had a little storefront church, right? Where it was like, hey, come as you are type deal, right? Tattoos, whatever, So he was at Dragon Con, and everyone's out smoking by the pool in that area that, right outside of Hyatt Regency 5.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the
So I went out.
place to go.
We're having a cigarette. I'm talking to Jim, man. His dad is standing right there. I'm like, holy shit. So it's Jim Baker, his son, we talk, and then Bruce Dern and fucking Barry Bostwick. That's the lineup. It was great.
Wow.
And suddenly it's
It
a
was
Johnny
great.
Quest episode.
You know what?
And
I
lit my cigarette, and then I came back in, and we finished doing Fun Fest.
I love the Hyatt smoking area. That's
Mhm.
really, that's like the cool area where you could just, you hung out with the guests.
It was still a freak show this year.
What?
It wasn't that bad though. It was because it was so less crowded.
Yeah.
Which was wonderful, right? I got to see people, right, and spend more quality time because there were less people, and there were and I opted to do less things. I didn't really cosplay heavy or any of that. I didn't sign up for a whole bunch of panels. I did like 3 max, and that was it, right? And I only went a couple of days, and then the other days I'm like, nope, staying home, gonna rest, doing all the things at home, what have you. And and here's the thing, I'm glad I did it, right? The baby actually came a month early, so that was the whole deal with, hey, go. She said, go to con, have fun, take the precautions, what have you. We'll quarantine and continue to do all the testing and everything else, because once he gets here, you're not going anywhere. And it's
You're
like,
not doing anything.
not for a while. But the cool part is, like Rob said, that's where you would normally go hang out.
Yeah.
There are a couple of places where now everyone tends to congregate.
Yeah.
And I've got a lot of great memories out there, especially, with me, back in the day smoking cigarettes, I would just leave Fun Fest because I wasn't doing anything at that moment and go have a cigarette. And then there would be that situation. It's like, okay, well, who were you hanging out with? Jim Baker and Barry Bostwick and Bruce Dern. That's the.
You have seen the trailer for the movie with Andrew Garfield and.
It's really good. The Eyes of
Huh?
Tammy Faye.
Have you seen the film itself or just the
Yeah,
trailer?
The trailer for what?
It's called The Eyes of Tammy Faye. It's based on the documentary.
No.
But Jessica Chastain is Tammy Faye Baker. She'll probably get an Oscar nomination. And Andrew Garfield is Jim Baker.
Okay,
Yeah,
who's
wow.
driving backwards? Something's beeping somewhere.
Oh no, that's my bird.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Your bird is driving backwards. You should.
Yes,
not
he is driving backwards. He's driving backwards, and he's driving us insane. And I'm closing the door. No, Dominic, I have a African gray parrot that speaks and curses and says all kinds of things.
That's
That's
awesome.
fine.
And he's
backs
all the way
up.
downstairs, but that you could hear him from all the way downstairs. That's how loud he is.
Okay, no problem. I was just confused because maybe one of your places could have been on fire.
No, that's just a bird. And if the house is on fire, we'll never know because the bird sounds just like everything he mimics.
It's like when the bird is quiet, your house might be on fire.
That might be more likely.
Well, he could be basically imitating a ninja.
True.
Yeah.
Has that to do with the fire, though?
I mean,
Yes.
what does anything have to do with the fire? We didn't start the fire, Dom.
Was it always burning?
Yes.
Yeah.
When the world was turning.
Like, huh?
Yep.
Burning down the house.
I'm
Thank you.
so not involved in that discussion
Hey, man.
at all.
Thank
Look,
you, Tuffley.
Is that a song? Is that a
What?
song you pretend doesn't exist, Tuffley?
Hey, man.
No. It's not a song I pretend. What was the? Well, how many of you had? Well, I guess this would be just me. But the class assignment where you had to pick a fragment of the song and then write a report about it.
Oh, we did that.
Yeah,
Huh?
So what did you pick? What part?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
Belgians in the Congo. That's
I
you.
know.
Did you say Elgin's in the Congo?
Yeah,
What?
Belgians in the Congo.
We're back to fucking Elgin again.
I just
don't know.
remember. I just remember I had to listen to that song quite a lot to get to do that, and then I never listened to that song again.
Did anybody have the balls to pick the refrain, the chorus? Just like, how long has fire been burning? Let's check that out.
You know what? That would have been great.
All you have to do is check the oil drum out in front of your house.
Yeah.
Is it still lit? Is it still on fire? Yeah.
We
Is
don't
the
have to
pilot
have
light
these,
in your
right?
boiler still working?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
my.
so
That goes back to
awesome,
soaking. We don't want to go there. Okay.
Right.
Until somebody has a good joke that you can tell your kids about it, we're not going to talk about it.
I mean, you can always tell your kids about it.
Yeah.
It's depending on
Hey,
what level
hey,
of
you have
parenting
kids,
you
I
want to.
believe you.
Or someone else's.
Look, oh, I do it all the time. Like literally, my 4-year-old nephew was running around going wobbly sausage to his parents. Now, unless you know what that is,
Hold on. What?
he was running around going wobbly sausage, which is from an internet video where this kid finds his one of his parents' dildos. And he's got it, and he's playing with it, and she's like, "Give me that!" He was like, "Wobbly sausage," and is waving it around. Now, my nephew doesn't know what that means, but they call me and they were like, because I was jokingly saying it in the car, right? And it's wobbly sausage. And they call me and they go, "Great, he is now running around the house saying wobbly sausage
Best Santa
all the time because Uncle D says it." And I'm like,
You're not wanted over here anymore.
"Oh, absolutely. I'm his godparent. If anything happens, I'm his full-time parent.
Oh,
Even after that."
I'm one of
Yeah,
those.
I got one too like that.
Yeah.
Look,
That's why we've stopped showing the kids Nick Jr. We just do it. We just show them exclusively TikTok videos.
really? I just showed them Nick Cage. Not the bass.
I used to show them Nick Cave. Them little bastards learn about sorrow when they're young.
You'll learn.
Listen, if Nick Cave did a nothing but
Children's show. That's
covers
been
of children's
done.
songs, can you imagine Nick Cave covering Knick Knack Paddywhack? That would be amazing.
Yes.
Hey, Nick Knack.
I want to see Nick Cave and PJ Harvey host the 700 Club.
I want to see
Ooh.
Nick Cave's neighborhood now.
I want Nick Cave as my neighbor instead of what's his name?
Brian Setzer.
Brian Setzer.
Hey, next time you see him, tell him the new record is garbage. Should,
All right, we'll do.
Tell him to stick the lounge. Tell him to stick the lounge music.
I'll tell his tenants. Tell him his music sucks as you're handing over your rent check. Your music sucks.
No, I'm just gonna slip a CD of a recording of Rob with the rent check. That's what's gonna happen. Wait, who the fuck is this?
Is this a CD of Rob covering Knick Knack Paddywhack?
Yes.
Yeah, because no one would want that. No one.
Well, it's important to tell your kids about this stuff because
Was there an agenda?
There's always an agenda.
It's always an
There's a
agenda.
non-
We're
Where is
blatantly
it?
ignoring
Where is
it,
it?
actually.
I love how Rox tries to just address the Elgin in the room.
I do.
There's the name of the episode.
It's always the Elgins.
what is on the non-agenda?
I don't know.
let's see.
Well,
I have it,
well, you
I have
said
it pulled up
Illuminati. We've
somewhere
been talking about
here.
them lately.
So the
Did we all
House of
get through a what if take? Is that
Yeah.
I think what if
yes.
take is good.
What if Elgin started soaking?
People of Scotland, please forgive us.
So wait a minute. So what if there was an oral sex version of soaking?
Oh God!
You think there isn't?
There
It would
is.
break
I
the
think
neck.
there's. Oh wow. Oh. It depends. It depends.
Slow stop. Okay. Oh wow.
I really do need 27 inches.
How much is that in centimeters?
the
We need
damn
to
metric
decide.
system?
We've lost more probes that way.
You lose jaw sort of mobility. You lose control on your jaw when somebody's jumping, and it's not good for any parties involved.
I'm curious about your research.
Okay, stop
Okay, I'm
showing
just
off,
curious.
man.
I know.
Stop showing off.
I can show you it. My
Oh
research.
my god.
Whoa.
Yeah, this is
Wait, hold on.
Rox.
Let's just go back to what Rox was saying for a second.
Rock's research after dark.
Nope.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
I got briefly
Oh my
distracted by
God.
Mad Men showing off, and then, and
That's the there's the
claiming
Patel
she
we
has
know
the
and
research
love.
at hand, or so to speak.
Maybe
I
the
need
world
a
is
couple of
getting back to
albums
normal.
And 700 Mormon people.
700 Mormon Elgins.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my
Oh, wow.
god.
Is it Mormon or Mormon? Mormon.
Mormon.
Norman the Mormon.
So no, the only thing I saw is that the House of the Dragon trailer came out
Haven't seen
with
it.
with Matt
been
Smith
busy or
in a
something,
straight
Mad Men?
wig.
A little bit. I mean, I sat around and watched whatever that other Netflix Neil Blomkamp show came out today.
Why jumping up and down on a bed?
No.
Is that how the monkeys hurt their head?
No.
Monkeys jumping
That-
on the bed.
I'm just gonna pretend that was just an amazing monkeys reference, since you did manage to work head into that
Yes,
sentence.
that's what I was thinking too.
There's a whatever.
No, Peter Tork left immediately after that.
Those
Jet.
who
okay,
have had kids know what that song is, know the book.
Exactly.
No, that new
Hey,
Game of
hey.
Thrones trailer came out, and I just felt like I just could not give a rat's ass, and I wondered if that was just me or
No.
was that going around.
I think that generally is the common theory.
I didn't give a rat's ass while Game of Thrones was on, so
Yeah.
I've just been ahead of my apathy on that. So
Well, it's good to it's good to be ahead of the curve on that. You just go, well, I'm ahead on this project plan. What's the next one?
which is apparently if you're into this thing, you get disappointed twice, maybe 3 times. It's first the TV show, then the book that's never going to get finished, and then this. So
Is what is the story? I mean, it's COVID. He's
okay,
locked
if
up.
we knew what the story was, we could just publish the book, Rox.
Well, it's true.
well, the story is one line that someone said like at the beginning of the show, and then that's the whole setup for you want to see 200 years past. Oh yeah, you want it.
Oh.
It's like if somebody was like, you know what? I can't wait to make a show out of the Silmarillion. And I would just I would say the only thing that would be possibly more exciting than that is,
Isn't that what Amazon paid $250 million to make?
I
think they
so.
bought the rights to it in the same way that and they'll use them in the same way that it's like, oh no, this is based on the I Am Legend book. Sure it is.
Seriously, that's the figure. Amazon paid
Here's that
$250 million
We'll
for
use
the
that.
rights.
Yes.
Yeah.
The rights to
Well,
do.
the thing is so sure I could see like they have the storyboards for the Amazon Lord of the Ring thing, and
Right.
Christopher Tolkien going, no, Daddy wouldn't like that. No, take that out.
I think
We paid
Christopher-
for this. No. I mean, I think that guy has he makes ironclad contracts. It's like,
Well, I don't think it's Christopher anymore because Christopher's
Does he make Iron Heart
Is he dead?
contracts?
All right.
Oh.
I think he
Oh.
passed.
His
He uses
ghost.
those Elgin attorneys. But
His
listen,
ghost.
they could have saved a bunch of money and just made a show based on the Dead Sea Scrolls, and it would be more exciting than anything based on the
the
Silmarillion.
Kroll series.
Oh,
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 Fireman!
Stardust can travel 1,000 leagues in a day.
That's
The
what-
Wheel of
I
Time
would
trailer.
watch that
Wheel of
show.
Time trailer came out since last time we
Yeah.
talked
Oh
too.
my God! If there's
Which
nothing
one?
worse than watch, oh my gosh, really?
Yeah.
What trailer?
Wheel of Time?
I
Wheel of
couldn't
Time.
make it through the first
Oh.
book.
Which
Oh, that's
ironically
right. Is it-
has much of the cast from
Yeah.
From Lord of the
Game of
Rings.
Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
isn't that like Wheel of Fortune except longer?
Wheel of Misfortune.
I mean, that's one way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Foundation started too, didn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I've
did
been
that yet.
watching. I've been watching that.
How is
I
it?
like, it's.
I mean,
Considering
apart
the
from
books
Jared
are
Harris,
very
who is
dry.
brilliant, I haven't even seen it, and I know he's brilliant.
Yes. The acting's fabulous in it. It really is.
Yeah.
Considering I
Is
read
it-
Foundation years ago and I found it kind of dull, they're really
Is it a slow
infecting.
burn as it seems like
Slow
it is in the
burn.
trailers?
Yep.
Okay.
Very
hold on.
slow.
Wait a
So
minute.
you-
Is it slow like what's the Raised by Wolves?
Oh, I
What?
still
Oh
need
my
to
God.
watch that.
There
Yes,
are other. No, you don't. You don't have to
Yeah.
watch that.
Dances with Wolves.
Really?
No, Raised by Wolves. It was a
Raised by
That was
Wolves.
the first HBO Max thing,
Oh,
wasn't it?
HBO Max. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
Ridley
started
Scott
good,
produced.
but the way it ended for no. Mm-mm.
No? Okay.
Nope, the way it ended was. Put it this way, the ending for me made the ending for Game of Thrones look like a masterpiece.
Okay.
Mm.
Like for me, Raised by Wolves completely just, you know what? We're gonna soak and then we're gonna shit the bed.
Again.
Well, this
Hey,
brings up an
there's a
interesting
lot
topic.
of stuff happening on
Hold
the
on,
bed
and
here.
then we're gonna roll around in it.
This brings up an interesting
Oh.
topic because HBO shows have not been able to stick any of the landings, right?
No,
Apparently not.
no.
Because
Well, how many-
The Wire, I don't feel like The Wire ended well. I don't feel like
Really?
The Sopranos
Boardwalk
ended well.
Empire did not.
I don't
end
think,
No,
yeah,
well.
Boardwalk
I don't
Empire
remember
didn't end well. I mean, well, it depends on how you feel about The Wire, or if you've watched it. I don't know.
I mean, I've watched it. I actually
Weeds
I mean-
ended okay.
Yeah.
was it
Well,
a
yes, but that's-
spectacular ending? I mean,
No.
I know, but I mean, was it a good ending? Did it shit the bed? No.
No.
So I thought it stuck the landing. It might have hopped a little bit at the end, but I thought it was all right.
Sopranos.
I didn't hate it. The more I go away from it, the better. I
Okay.
like
Yeah.
it.
That was
The
simply
ending-
a decision.
Better than the movie.
Yeah.
New York thing.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
was going to
the
ask if anybody's seen that.
Sopranos.
No,
Yeah,
Many Saints of Newark.
the Many Saints
Yeah.
of Newark.
Yeah.
No.
If you go into it knowing that it's not about Tony, you're fine.
Yeah, I went and saw Venom, so no, I didn't.
I mean,
see
I,
that.
I guess Lovecraft Country ended well.
Well,
Kinda.
that's
Well,
because-
it ended
Kinda.
on a
That's because-
cliffhanger.
I mean,
well,
because
not really.
there is no other episodes, so
No, they really ended it like a Lovecraft story,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why they want the creators wanted to continue, but
Right.
HBO was smart enough to say there's no other book.
Right. And
So
this,
leave it.
but even with that though,
Watchmen.
the story that they told for Lovecraft Country isn't necessarily the book.
Well, that wasn't
it-
supposed to be the end of Watchmen either. So
Well, I know, but
right.
again,
that wasn't supposed to be the ending of the show.
Now here's the fun part with all of that. All of those people are coming back in various shows for Netflix, because
Yeah.
the one thing I'm super excited for next month is I think it's The Harder They Fall with
Oh, yeah.
Oh
with
yeah.
with Jonathan from Lovecraft Country,
Idris Elba.
Regina King from Watchmen,
Yeah.
Idris Elba, Lakeith Stanfield, where they're all rival Western gunslinging gangs that are against each other,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it looks awesome.
Isn't Isn't Delroy Lindo in that too?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's a whole
Yeah,
slew of people in it.
Because Idris and this is why this hurts, Widge. Delroy and Idris are coming to the Chicago Film Festival, I think, to screen.
Yeah,
You
but
going?
Only one of them is a master
No.
of time. So
Oh,
So it's a long story.
all right.
There's a pandemic. I
Yes,
won't be
there's
around
a
a lot of
pandemic.
people.
I understand completely. Yeah,
So
but you got
American
Interestingly
Horror
enough, they-
started back up again.
What's
So-
that?
Oh yeah, it did.
So this year they did some. They're doing a double feature, which is good. So they're instead of dragging out a whole season, they broke it up to 2 stories. And the first story I really liked because it was a nice switch on the vampire story.
Wait, what is this?
What is it?
American Horror.
Story.
I think they're
Ah.
on
Okay.
season 8 now.
Yeah, I've checked out.
So the cast is always solid. I didn't watch the one from last year, which was like the slasher the slasher kind of, out in the woods and the lake and stuff. I'm like, I never watched that stuff growing up really. So it's like,
Right.
okay, I'll miss that. But the vampire trope I'm like, okay, I could get behind this one. I'm not going to say anything, but it was really good. Like I said, the cast is really good. They have a strong, Sarah Paulson's in it. No Kathy Bates this time, but everybody else is really good on this one. So they have a vampire one, and then they started up sort of an alien invasion one. So, yeah.
But as
I
far
can.
as, oh, go ahead, Tuffer.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say. So, I mean, as far as your original point of are HBO shows able to stick the landing or not? I mean, did we determine that the answer is not really?
It doesn't seem that way. I mean,
yeah.
It feels like, a lot of shows get hyped up and they have really good episodes. The Wire has some really solid seasons. Earlier seasons, but they don't.
Yeah.
The shows don't end well.
No. And it's like at the 4-year mark.
Yeah.
Because that happened with Boardwalk Empire. You get somebody like Martin Scorsese that's executive producer of it. The writing is solid. And I think the 4th season was the 5th season. You just throw it away.
Yeah,
Just
same thing with like
throw
Sex
it
and the
away.
City.
No.
Sorry.
Well, here's the question though, and is it? Do you think it's because that they're running into the equivalent of the difficult sophomore album problem, where they've just run out of good ideas, but the network hasn't run out of money to give them? Or do you think maybe if they took more time between seasons, they could figure the shit out? I mean, what do you have any sense of what you think the root cause might be?
I think that's eventually what they figured out with in terms of like with Game of Thrones, where it was basically maybe we should just give them more time to do the shows. Although in the particular case of Game of Thrones, they outpaced the guy actually writing the material and then had to make it up.
Yeah.
So
and what's interesting is
what they could have done is, instead of rushing things through the first couple years, was really slow the pace for certain things.
Well, I think we
the other
all
problem
assumed he would have finished by now.
Well, so did he. But
and I think the problem too is that you could lose a cast, because I mean, if you're taking too long, it's kind of always an interesting play between, well, we need to get this done before we can't afford the cast anymore.
We can't. They couldn't take too long between seasons because Macy Williams. Because if she gets too old,
you also had kids. You also had kids
involved.
But that's why I find Walking Dead so frustrating, is that you have built into it a rotating cast. It's just
you have time jumps also factored into it too.
You can, but that didn't save the writing, and
No.
it didn't save the casting, because part of what they said going into the show was, oh hey, we could just bring in new people and lose people and whatever else, and yet they were surprised when after how many seasons Andy Lincoln finally was like, yeah, I'm done. I think I'm going to go do something else, and they were caught flat-footed, especially when they were doing stupid shit like, oh, we're going to have to kill Carl so we can explain why he leaves Negan alive. To which I said, it's interesting. If you'd read the comic, the panel after he decides that Negan needs to stay alive, Rick says why he's keeping Negan alive. If you had just done that, your end game would be intact. But I'm not bitter, though. I'm not bitter.
Oh,
Is
you're a
that
very
still
sweet,
on?
sweet
Is
man.
that
You're hiding
still
it well.
on?
Yes.
It's finishing.
Oh,
It's finishing.
Dom,
I thought it was
Dom
supposed to
just
be
waved by.
finishing like 2 years ago.
Oh,
Right,
you're Dom, you're going?
Yeah, I need to go. It's
Okay.
I have to
Run away.
go too.
Oh,
Bye,
yeah.
bye.
leaving.
Yeah, because I had to.
I have
Good,
court
good night,
tomorrow.
Dom, or good morning. Either way.
Night, Dom.
Good morning.
one or the other. Good night.
Alvita's in. Right? I did that right? Did I pronounce it?
You did.
Pronounce it
You did.
close?
No, it was fine. Good
I mean,
night.
my wife is 100% German. I would think that I would know
Yeah.
a little
See you in-
something.
See you in January.
Maybe she's been lying to you, but not in this case.
You're saying it.
Good night.
Damn.
My immigrant in-laws.
Yes, John, you're saying it correctly. Just like that, John. Say it again.
Right.
And jump up and down while you do it.
Stop jumping on the bed.
There you go, John. Keep saying it.
Oh, my God.
I have one recommendation.
Oh, yeah. Rocks, what you got?
David Sedaris's latest diary is coming out today. Tomorrow. Carnival of Snackery Diaries from 2003 to 2020. So, yes. It's
There you
David
go.
Sedaris. There you go. And these are his like little quippy kind of lately over the last couple of years I've been picking up people's diaries to read and stuff. Like behold, I have Samuel Pepys diaries and correspondence.
Oh, my God. That's
Yeah.
what? Volume 1?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's 4 volumes, yeah. So this is like a
That's it? I thought there was a lot more than that. Or is it in like 6-point type?
6-point type.
You know,
Okay.
as I
Which-
look at
which
Rox,
that's-
Rox looks like she's on PBS
I am.
Masterpiece Theater.
This is my set for mediation. So
Nice.
every day I have to mediate court of small claims court out of my office, out of here. So I've had to move all the nerdy stuff
Just
outside of this.
just outside of this frame is a
Just
complete
outside of
mess.
this frame. Yes.
What's wrong with the nerdy stuff?
Not everybody understands it.
Not everyone understands.
No, I think the trick is
Not
to
everyone
just have
understands you.
like just very move in and out, very small nerdy things like have a bust of some fictional character where that bust is, and then have a fake ass certificate on the wall for like Miskatonic University.
I have one of those. I belong to the Historic Society, but they'll see the little skull. Well, here's the
No.
thing. So
Yeah.
if you, let's see, where is it? Yeah, over there is the skull up
Nice.
there. So,
Very nice.
so I always have to make sure that the camera doesn't go above.
Well, no, but what you want is, while you're doing the mediation, if you can just kind of subtly point out to people that you know where the bodies are buried.
This is true.
That's,
that has to be reported toughly.
Even
does.
if it's several hundred years
Even
old,
if
you
it-
dig it up. You got to report it.
Do. Yes.
Yep.
I have to report anything like elderly abuse and child abuse and hidden bodies. Yes.
Oh,
Ugh.
Serious.
It's
But,
okay. We can talk about it more when she
She-
leaves.
but I also
She has
say,
to go.
hey,
She has to go be an expert on CNN now.
yes. I have it so if the defendants come in, they can play what's on my shelf. I'm waiting for somebody to say, is that the Samuel Pepys diary in the John Leach and Other Papers of John Brown, M.D. So yeah, and then there's a Rudyard Kipling.
Ma'am, you live in Florida.
You should just put an Ironheart soft cop,
Right.
paperback copy,
Right, because you live in Florida.
Or either that, or all of 50 Shades of Grey in different.
We've replaced the diaries and correspondence.
Hey, no pun intended. Leather bound.
Leatherbound.
We need to find Rox. We need to find you like the folio edition of 50 Shades of Grey, like the high end.
Yeah, the Eastman publications of those. Yes, absolutely.
Wait.
So
On the budget,
classy.
wait, with our budget, it would probably be the Barnes and Noble, just cheap looking one, but it's fine. From a distance and 720 cameras, it's fine.
So here's the weird thing. I do have the letters of Ayn Rand covered, just because.
Wow.
It's just like
You might wanna.
Somebody might say, "Hey, isn't she?" But so.
Just to show you're impartial.
We're gonna.
Oh no! Look. Immediately, it gets back to everyone. You're practicing Sharia law. That's exactly what's gonna happen.
Hello.
Okay. No, she had a letter of Iran into her office.
I
All I wanted was my mama's double white.
Look, here's the thing. We all know that's not really an Ayn Rand book. That's really the Nick at Night Guide to Television, so it's fine.
Yes, they're carefully covered. All my Archie comics are covered.
And the thing is, it's specifically the 2006 edition of the Nick at Night Guide to Television, so...
Where do you keep the skeleton of Leonard Maltin?
It's in the library. This is the office.
That's fantastic.
Just follow the sage, Rob.
I'm gonna submit Rox to rate my room.
Oh yeah, you could do that, right?
Yeah.
There's that library edition too. I should do one of those, like the home tour. Like, here's the mediation segment.
Welcome to the Spaz House episode of Cribs.
Yeah,
they should do that where Tuffley and I get to look at records.
Oh my god! They're rebooting Cribs.
I mean, again.
Yeah. Again.
Okay.
Look,
Martha Stewart's on one of the first episodes. Okay, and
because she's down with the kids.
She is, and she already did like a smackdown on the poor, camera guy. That she opens the door. She's like, "Oh, hey, Cribs, da, 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 welcome here." She goes, "And don't get near my walls." So the guy's like thinking, "Oh, she's just being Martha," until he goes clattering into near one of the walls. She goes, "I told you not to go near one of the walls." I'm like, "Ooh, this got real." Don't touch the
she is a felon.
chow. Yeah.
She is a convicted felon.
Yeah.
Those steak knives are real.
Yeah, she probably still has that poncho too that she made. Right?
She can make a shiv out of potpourri.
And she's
potpourri, seeing how she hangs out with Snoop.
It's true.
Look, no Cribs episode will ever be better than the episode of Cribs with Redman, where they just go to his apartment in Newark, where he really doesn't have furniture. He's got like a couch, a milk crate. I mean, it's the best episode.
Oh, I'm gonna watch that tonight.
It's the least pretentious shit ever. I'm like, that is the most Redman thing ever.
I need to watch that.
Well, there's a dude like sleeping over here in the living room. They don't wake him up.
Sleep. Yeah, it's just.
Okay, that's awesome.
All right, kids. Bye.
Good night, Rox.
Bye.
Okay, now we can talk about the bodies.
Yeah.
Whoa. What bodies?
So many bodies.
The ones when they hit the floor.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking.
Brian Sensor knows what we're talking about.
Oh, yes, he does.
Yes, there it is. This was an actual episode of MTV Cribs featuring my man Reggie Noble.
Wow, I'm gonna watch this later. I'm gonna watch this, and then to feel sadder, I'm gonna watch a couple episodes of MTV VH1's Bands Reunited.
He has every college student's DVD collection.
Right.
Yep.
out in the open.
Oh, that is fantastic.
Yeah,
That's pretty amazing.
yeah. That was one of the best episodes ever. Because think about it. Everywhere you go, people've got rented shit. They've got all these cars. Not this guy. They were like, "What's your plan?" He was like, "Look, man.
It's a Dreamcast on the ground.
Yes, it's a Dreamcast."
Yes. If I remember correctly about Cribs, there was a couple of episodes that it was the same house staged differently.
Yeah. Yep. And he's like, "Nope, this is me."
It was the same house in California that was staged differently.
This is his bathroom.
That's amazing.
He's living in a dorm.
I mean, yeah. I mean, essentially, yeah. I mean, it's just a Newark apartment, dude.
That's just
Great.
And if you've ever been to
Listen,
Newark, that's an
you know,
upscale
you
Newark.
better.
apartment.
Yeah, oh, look, that wasn't upscale then. Look
he
how
had
old that
partnered-
is. That ain't upscale then.
If he had partnered
I mean,
with
but
like,
it is.
Target to create a Red Man line of like apartment rugs and shower curtains and
Hey, I think he has his own weed strain now.
nice.
That's
Oh,
the new
everyone does,
celebrity.
right?
Yeah, that's the new celebrity thing, right? It's I'm gonna have my own strand of that, or a brand of edibles.
Oh, what was that? I was watching Billions. Did anybody see Billions? The pod company that they bought in the finale.
No,
It was Fine Young Cannabis.
Nice. Now, did they actually get some members of Fine Young Cannibals to be? Because if they did,
No, but they did a running joke where Janine Garofalo owned the company, and there was a whole bunch of '90s nostalgia. She was into '90s nostalgia.
was she playing herself?
No, she was playing the owner of the company.
It's always good to check. It's like, what was it? Cosette was watching a episode of Monk from like the first season where Willie Nelson was in it playing himself. But you have to
Yeah.
I
check.
saw that.
You have to check.
I've just
It's
just started
what
watching
you need
Monk.
is- you absolutely need like in Scooby Doo movies where the Jerry Reed plays himself, Batman and Robin
I
plays
forgot
themselves.
about
We're not going down the Jerry Reed hole again.
Oh yeah. Hey, Eastbound and Down.
Oh, it's Pretty Mary Sunlight, man, for hours and hours. That's
Wait,
what
who-
you call Dave FM and get them to play for an hour, and then you pretend, but you get them to play it so it sounds like it's coming out of a basement. That's how you do it, and then
Oh, you all have sound the shit. Oh, okay.
oh yeah, so it's just like, and then what you do is you have a bunch of people going around Atlanta trying to find the basement that Jerry Reed is trapped in. It's like
That's a
it's
bit
like
dangerous. I
the
don't
April
think we're gonna
Fools
do
that they
that
did
here,
here
so.
for 99X with the opening of the theme park where they never told you where they were broadcasting from because it was all like a hotel room that they were basically doing April Fools, making you think they were opening a new theme park, and people were literally driving around the perimeter looking for this theme park, which did not exist. And I think that was the one. Was that the same? It was not even just a theme park. It was an underground theme park. So it was amazing. And then the next year they did one where they had gotten secretly over the course of the year, they had recorded when people had come in to do live sessions. They'd gotten them to record a couple of live tracks specifically for a fake April Fool's concert that they were going to do with like Pearl Jam and all these various people going, oh, we're here, it's going to be amazing. And next, Pearl Jam. And then Pearl Jam would hit the stage and it would be a live track you hadn't heard before. People driving around Atlanta looking for, where the hell is this place? And they said, all right, thanks, everybody. We're signing off from, and I can't remember what the name of the theme park was, but they signed off from the fake theme park that they were in the year before to basically drive home the fact that they fucked you again. We lost Rob. Where did Rob go?
I don't know. He just
He got that upset with me talking about Jerry Reed.
he will have no Jerry Reed talking.
The Jerry
in
Reed,
his
no.
presence.
Just it's only my favorite episode of the new Scooby Doo movies.
Okay.
Wait, did you just switch from beer to coffee?
Dude, I did that like an hour ago.
Okay, I'm just.
Just to be clear,
Right.
Red Man's doorbell also does not and has no screen in his door.
No.
It's amazing.
Well, there is one, but he's pushed through it.
That's,
Oh, boy.
That's pretty amazing.
So,
That's
Red Bill.
So, So-
pause that refreshes every 15
is.
minutes. It is very
Yeah.
refreshing.
I was just pulling up the what the hell did I do with it?
The no agenda.
The non-agenda. Oh, here it is.
There is no agenda.
Oh no, there hasn't been for years.
So
The
okay,
agenda
so
is invisible.
speaking of introducing people to Akira, I thought it was very amusing. The slow, I don't know if anybody else has noticed this. The slow coming around of people to the concept that maybe the Netflix Cowboy Bebop series is not going to suck because people are. I have
Right,
never
because
seen
if that
people
opening didn't do it,
So I've never seen people so guarded. It's just like, but they can still. But I totally get it though, because I mean, we are living in a we're in a
It's
post Phantom Menace
justified.
world. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're in a post Phantom Menace world. Our innocence is shot to pieces. But just like, well, I mean, the credits are good, and they use the music, and I don't know how I feel, and I'm just like, this is hilarious.
well,
'Cause they're expecting
although,
the fake out.
so what?
They're expecting the fake out, right?
I mean,
It's like they're expecting to be let down, justifiably so.
no,
right?
what the way Netflix lets you down is it's going to be an amazing show that they cancel after one season, and
That
then
could possibly be true.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what Netflix does. You
Because
don't-
they can make more money with like 3 seasons of Squid Game than what they threw into Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, and they will at this rate.
Yes. Oh yeah.
They will at this rate.
now I have not watched any of Squid Game.
I haven't either. I just keep
I-
hearing about it.
I completed it all.
Okay, how is it?
I enjoyed it, right? I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. Definitely, go for the dubbed version, right? You get a little bit more out of it
Mhm.
that way. Some of the dubbed voices can be slightly annoying, as you will find at different times with these things. Other than that, I like how they develop their characters fairly well, right? It was engaging enough. One of the things I will give it the premise, is, hey, there's a bunch of people that are ridiculously in debt to the point their lives are absolutely miserable, right? Like they don't have a life, and essentially they get this offer by this corporation to come play children's games that they've all grown up playing. And you've got to complete all 6 children's games. And if you do, you win a buttload of money. Each round, they add more money to the pot, right? With the deal
It's like the
being-
Georgia lottery.
Yes, absolutely. Right? So, and this was in the trailer, so I'm not giving anything away. But so there's, one of the first games you see is 1, 2, 3 red light. Right? Which for them,
Oh, that
if you-
fucking doll. Oh,
yes.
that fucking
So
doll.
right, it's the doll you see in the trailer, right?
That was as
They-
much as I saw. I saw the doll, and I'm like, nope.
Right?
Nope.
Well, here's the thing:
Nope.
the doll isn't the problem, right? It's it's like how then you as a kid you play 1, 2, 3 red light and you got to freeze. Well, over there it's called red light, green light, right? And
Yeah.
if you move, the doll has sensors in it that will detect your movement, and then the snipers take your ass the fuck out.
No, that's what I was like. I saw that. That was the bit that I saw. I was
Yes.
like, nope, I'm done.
Right. So it's like, you're playing basic children's games, but if you lose, you lose.
I need to be able to sleep sometimes. So
Right.
nope.
And I'm going to tell you that particular scene is visceral. Because they're giving you close-ups of those people dying. Splatter everywhere.
Yeah.
You're seeing the bodies just laying there next to another body, piled on another body. It's visceral, right? And so with that, you know, that's the least intense piece. There are parts of it that you actually learn the story behind the people that are the main characters and the things that happen. And so ultimately it's pretty good. With that, there's a few things in there and then I'm like, oh, I fucking hate this. Right? But other than that, truthfully, okay, is it worth the hype? Sure. Definitely.
Correct me
It's
if I'm
worth.
wrong. This is Korean. This is Korean television, right?
Yes, it is. And
Okay.
here in it, there will be a different iteration of this eventually. But man, the memes that have come out of it, right, have been hilarious because so many people have watched Squid Game. You know, it froze up their servers like over in Korea and
Yeah.
everywhere else.
Yeah,
Right?
didn't an internet provider over there sue going to sue Netflix?
Yes,
Because
it's that popular.
Well, there's a poor man with a shop that's getting inundated with calls about people wanting to play the game.
Yes, because of the phone number. But here's the thing: there are so many, like literally, with the Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram outage yesterday, and Twitter. Literally, people are superimposing Twitter over people who survived on red light, green light, and then you got Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp on the ground, shot dead with the doll looking at them. Like they're just things that have come out of that. I think we have decided to do a Squid Game group for Dragon Con next year. Much like I did, I was a part of that group that did Jordan Peele's Us that 2 years ago. So we are now going to do a Squid Game group. I think that's going to be the default costume for a lot of Halloween this year. Like, and the turnaround on it was fast. Like, you can find them everywhere on Amazon at this point. Like, everyone has masks and everything else.
Are there sexy Squid Game costumes? Because there's usually sexy costumes of everything.
Oh,
But don't worry. I'm pretty sure that Spirit Halloween stores will have them available for you in a very short period of time.
I saw the dozens of like Spirit Halloween store banners over the Facebook thing.
yes.
That was the first couple were funny.
Right?
Yeah, there's no sexy version yet, but I'm sure
No sexy version. Don't worry, Tuffley. We'll make a sexy version for you.
No, well, we can send it to Scott. Scott won't know what it is.
Look,
Scott won't know what it is. That's the thing.
He said it won't matter. The whole jumpsuit's unzipped in the front. I'm good.
Well, you know, depending on where it zips unzips, then it's just easier to soak that way.
But yeah, they did the opening credits for Cowboy Bebop look amazing.
Oh, that's right. We're talking about that.
That's where we were.
I remembered. Okay, that's
good. That's impressive. I didn't. I have no idea what's going on. Not a clue.
Heck, I'm just figuring out that WEJ switched to coffee.
I know my kids are terrified of the prospect of a live action Airbender.
They should be. You remember what they got last time?
Well,
wait a minute. That's already happened.
No, that never happened. It's
happening again.
It never happened, Widge.
No, it didn't, Widge. No, it didn't. You didn't get that. Ang Lee never made a Hulk movie. I mean,
it happened.
Shaq never made a Genie movie.
Batman and Robin never happened.
Right?
You know how I know it happened? Because that was before YouTube lifted their 10-minute video limit. So I had to edit down this massive rant that I did on the way home for Avatar.
Which that didn't happen either. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what I'm talking about either, but it doesn't make it not happen. Oh my. So there's Squid Game for people who are busy waiting for, I guess, Battle Royale the musical. Well, I read an article about it where they were saying it was inspired by Battle Royale and that nobody knew about Battle Royale in this country. And I'm like,
Well,
how
we
do you
did.
not know about?
Hold on. We did. The average audience that reaches Netflix.
Here's what I would say to you. They heard about it when Hunger Games came out because everybody fucking compared Hunger Games to Battle Royale. So they might not have seen it, but they've certainly heard about it.
I didn't because I wouldn't disrespect Battle Royale that way.
The first movie was good.
Oh, there's Rob.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, Rob.
You're fine.
We're
You
so
missed the
mad
whole
at
Squid
you.
Game conversation. It's fine.
We're so mad at you.
Rob's just hopping in this like Kramer, just popping in.
Oh
hey
God,
guys.
no.
Wait, your aspect ratio is off, sir.
What?
Bad. Speaking on the Netflix, so they got the rights to Seinfeld, and then they screwed up the aspect ratio of the episodes.
Oh,
They did. That happened.
They pulled a Simpsons.
That's weird.
But they're in 4K.
Are they really?
Yes, the puff.
Yeah.
Yes, the puffy shirts in 4K.
Why do you need Seinfeld in 4K?
Why do you need Seinfeld?
I don't know. It's the first. I started watching at the beginning of the pandemic, and
I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing that I don't get is that aren't there certain films that are that 4K detracts from them? Because I just saw that
pornography.
Paul Blart
Pornography.
also.
Well, specifically so.
I don't need to look at
It's
real.
the jumping on the bed part that.
Didn't you call this tub thumping?
I'm like, is that a mole?
What? No.
Why is it moving?
For example,
there's a baby coming out of it.
Like, is there any need for Adam Sandler films in 4K? I mean, I'm just asking.
No.
Well, there's not a need for
Uncut
Adam
Gems,
Sandler
maybe.
films, but
Look, Wedge, by the time it's all over, Ted Turner will have 4K'd everything.
Not him.
Just
He doesn't
like
own anything anymore.
Just like he brought colors to the colorless films.
Well, the only thing he owns is his restaurants.
Well,
he likes his colored
hilariously,
films.
Now, colorization works really, really well. So
he was just ahead of his time.
He was ahead of his time and shit at it. So
I'm Ted Turner, and I like colored films. Therefore,
well, when you go to TCM,
warning.
When you take
So I think I have to go.
Wait.
I think I have to go check into sensitivity training now.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second.
Wait, why are you? It says here, "Birth of a Nation" is on the. Is this a good idea?
Song of the South.
TCM.
Oh God.
Yeah, when you go to TCM, they take you to his old office, and you're like, "This is even terrible for the '70s and '80s. What are you thinking?" It's like they're kind of like, "Yeah, this is his office," And they have the couch from Friends, the original couch, like in their lobby, in their like waiting area, and you're like, "Yeah, it's the couch from Friends. Who cares?"
TCM?
Yeah.
Hey, you'd be surprised.
Next
That
year, John,
Friends
when
exhibit
there's-
here in
next year-
Atlanta, people love it.
John, next year when there's a Dragon Con, you can go with me. Because I go every year and pillage the big room with the free stuff in it.
All right.
And you get a tour, like they use the same studios as NBA Live, so you get to see that set too. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
they don't.
actually,
nothing-
it's actually really cool.
They don't move all of that.
But it had nothing to do with Friends, right? They
No.
just randomly have the couch there?
Yeah,
Yes.
I didn't want to ask the story, but yes.
Probably wise.
But to be fair, Ted Turner loved the movies that he had. Now the coloring thing, he loved them so much he wanted them colored. But he did he put a lot of money towards restoring films 20 years before people thought of restoring films. So we wouldn't have a lot of the silent films we have now if Ted Turner hadn't saved them.
Yes, like A
This is
Quiet
true.
Place too.
I'm telling you, I gotta watch that this month and see if the baby kills them.
I haven't watched it either.
Because if the baby doesn't kill them, then it is completely.
It's interesting how they handle that, Widge. I'm curious to hear what you think.
Is it called
Chloroform?
bourbon?
No, no, it's not like MASH. It's not like the baby in MASH.
Oh,
Sour
listen.
mash? What?
The baby was
Wow.
always
Rob, Rob, exactly. I would that movie, and then also that scene with Chad Coleman in Walking Dead. I was just like, are we about the final episode of MASH this shit?
I mean,
What is about to happen here?
yeah,
This is
I'll say this:
hardcore.
that final episode of MASH, they didn't pull any punches, man.
No. And didn't Alda direct that as well?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
kids, ask your parents.
Yep. But yeah, no, I that was my main problem with A Quiet Place, because I thought it was great, but I was like, these people are too smart to
I will
in the
say
apocalypse.
I will say this: they underused Cillian Murphy.
I mean, okay,
Most films do, though.
exactly. I mean, 28 Days Later probably is one of the few that just uses him just the right amount.
Yeah.
But and Jaimin Hanso's in that too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is very underused in it.
Well, that I'm just hoping that he is properly used in Kingsman, which I hope is all of the period time splode what I could hope for.
Which is Ray Fiennes' makeup session for the Avengers, I guess.
Yeah.
Hey, they're talking about doing.
Because here's the thing. I watched that trailer. I watched that Kingsman trailer. I went, he could get away with the Avengers now.
No,
when he couldn't before.
No. He could have gotten away with the Avengers. It's just the Avengers was a piece of shit film.
No, yeah, I know.
That was our one Sean Connery as a villain, and they put him in a giant teddy bear suit, and those people were going to burn in hell. That's all I'm saying.
Spoilers.
I'm not bitter.
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers.
Nobody's
burning in
going to
hell.
watch the Avengers.
No one
Future
should.
generations
It's just-
don't watch the Avengers.
You know
They just-
what's weird is this actually came up twice during Dragon Con.
Oh, I was on the panel. It came up.
I mean,
and I was
not
just
even
like,
counting your panel.
I had to say, I had to try very hard to not insult that film badly, but
yeah.
Whoa, wait a minute. Why would anyone refrain from insulting the Avengers?
because it was late night on a Saturday and I wanted to get out of the hotel in one piece.
See, and I'm sorry,
Who was
Tough Luck.
defending the Avengers?
Well, the idea was I was trying to not get the movie mentioned. That's what I was trying to do.
Okay. Oh no, I totally get.
To avoid the topic so that I don't say something.
Toughly, had
Totally
I
get
known
that.
you were doing that, I would have signed up just so you would have had not to go through that nom on your own. I'm sorry.
That's fine. No, it was fine. It was fine. There were people who I said I think I said the 6 series, what's her name? The Tara King episodes were way over the top.
Yeah.
And like people were like mad about that.
Yeah.
I think you're being a little too hard on season 6. I'm being exactly hard on season 6.
Yes. Yeah. Tuffy and I had a double act the entire weekend. It was great.
It's always good to have backup.
Sorry,
Which one of you was jumping?
none of us. Whoa, hey.
Well, see, that was what the staff was for.
Exactly.
What?
Like a
That's
bow
not a
staff?
euphemism.
Like a bow.
That's not a euphemism.
I told certain people I'm not doing this unless I sit next to Tuffley because I know his ass is not going to be out spreading this shit all over the convention. So
I mean,
you
I
know,
basically
if I weren't straight.
that's a familiar voice.
how's she doing, by the way?
She's good. She's good. She's
Busy.
huh?
Busy.
Busy. Massively busy.
Yeah, I've been trying to prioritize for her the order in which, for her own mental health, she should watch What If,
Yes.
because
Oh,
they
no.
appear to be targeting her.
I have been selectively showing her the what ifs.
Oh, good, good.
So she's got Captain Carter already, and
Good.
she got Captain Carter. She got the T'Challa episode.
Good.
Has
And
she bought the figures yet?
Oh, she's trying to get the figures.
Okay.
She's seen Party Thor. We
Good.
skipped all the bleak ones on purpose.
Okay, good.
Probably for the best. But there's nothing nothing is going to make me laugh for years, quite like the concept of Jeff Goldblum in a recording booth going, "Release the foam." I literally fell into the floor.
Yeah, that's the one. That's one of the many.
I will say this toughly. I found on Amazon they have like a replica Captain Carter shield, and if I had no budget for stuff to get people, that would already be on Kim's wall for reasons, right?
We would have to find room on Kim's wall to
You know what? I got a feeling she'd find room for that. Oh my God.
Although there was what was it? Rob, did you go by the Matthew Lyman's booth? Did you get a chance to go by there?
Yes, I did.
While he was around. Yeah. Did you get any of the ornaments? Which ones did you get?
Bowie and the Robert Smith thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was just happy to get the Bowie one, and then the weird Susie Sue one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Was that a different Bowie than the one I had?
No, it's the same.
It's the same one. Okay. No, it's fine. It's cool. I like it.
Yeah.
I've still got to get a frame for stuff, and then I was given other things that I have to get frames for.
I got 2 prints, but I gotta figure out where I put them.
Yeah.
I've got a stack. And
God.
I've got those extra things
bragging.
that were sent that were sent from our mutual friend Tuffley.
Yes. I got a couple of those. I actually we met up with them this weekend, and I got a couple of those.
I saw. Yeah, your brother-in-law definitely.
Yeah, that is nice.
The
one I did not realize existed was the Funko set that is the Shawarma Avengers victory scene.
Yeah.
And you put them together and they're all sitting around the tables from the end of Avengers. But the reason I do not own it, and this would make me have to own it.
You mean besides not having room for it?
No.
Oh, he's not
There's certain things that I would find room for. And if you told me that the Captain America the Captain America figure had an alternate head which had his Snowpiercer beard on it, that you would then have to position so you didn't see it, that would be such an attention to detail that I would instantly have ordered the entire.
Well, yeah, but then if you're going to do that, then you've got to take his arm off. Spoilers for Snowpiercer.
I have a friend of mine that's going to start doing graphic design for them, and I need to send him a wish list.
Yeah.
What, for Funko?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, they seem to do everything anyway, so
they've got all the priorities.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, let's
get her. I know. I think Eccleston was.
I've seen that.
Eccleston asked me what a Funko was. It was really funny because I think he's getting one, or has one.
Yeah, it's.
I don't allow them in my home.
Yeah.
Does he have the one of him?
He had not seen it until someone brought him one to autograph.
Okay.
Who is this?
Eccleston.
Okay.
Eccleston.
Nice. Well, there are certain ones of those that I will accept, Madman, like Mola Ram. I had Mola Ram, and somebody gave me one from Game of Thrones or something that's supposed to be me, which is pretty close to me. And then I'm probably going to end up having to get what was the one?
I just want the Mola Ram.
Oh,
Mola Ram's nice.
Oh.
Because he comes with a very cute heart that he
One
holds.
moment.
Oh God.
No,
That's
look.
happening.
Nicole has a couple that are Fraggles, and then that's it. I
Mhm.
do not accept pops into my home, even as gifts.
Mm.
I will tell you right now, I will melt them down. Right? If
Yeah.
I didn't break for Prince, and I didn't break for any of the Captain America people and Run DMC and those, I'm not breaking for anything. So I'm like, nope, just don't do it. Like
So
I've got
every-
I don't
buddies
have
that
the
like.
I don't have the Purple Rain prints, but I've got one with a guitar. I don't know if you can see it over
Nice.
here.
And you can have those. I am not going down that rabbit hole. And
Actually, I'll show this
way
one.
to not do crack is
Right.
never to do crack.
Ooh,
Yeah.
That
yeah.
is awesome.
I'm gonna have to Watergate you.
Um,
my brother-in-law and I give each other like stupid gifts for Christmas. And one year, because he knew I had a couple Funkos, he got me the fucking Leonard Fournette one.
Oh wow.
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 It's like,
He did good this weekend.
yeah, I know, yeah, but it was funny. I have a Leonard
But they
Fournette
had-
one.
But apparently there's this one, and then there's the Whip It one. Or there's one in the suit in the Energy Dome. So
Wait, they have Whip It Funkos. You just and then you're done.
That's what I was saying
yes,
too.
yes.
Just like, oh, these fucking kids got it easy.
Well,
I used to have to eat all that whipped cream.
apparently between this and soaking, what else do they have to do?
Well, it's like Craig Ferguson said at one point, which was, at least you pussies, at least when I did drugs, they were still illegal.
Exactly.
And by the way, was
Oh my
no one
God.
going to tell me Never mind the Buzzcocks came back?
Oh, I thought
Whoa!
Oh my
How did
god,
you
it was
not
Which,
know?
God, that was so
which I
good.
sent you that.
Yeah, I knew about it. That's why I just assumed you knew.
No. I saw it. Yeah, I saw the first one. It's good. I know there have been like two others since, but yeah.
I've only seen the first one thus far, but it's and Greg has been very busy because he's got Taskmaster and his new show, which I need to watch, The Cleaner, which looks hilarious.
He's
But-
hosting every game show Bradley Walsh turned down? Is that it? Is that what he's doing?
I did see, the Bradley Walsh blankety blank was not bad.
No, I
No,
did
it was
see
not.
that.
It was not bad
Yeah,
at
I
all.
see that. I saw that.
And I get the impression
It's
Bradley Walsh is
honestly,
okay.
it's better than our primetime version of Match Game
Yeah,
by
and,
a mile.
and to be fair, Bradley Walsh is kind of like this guy that everybody likes, so he's perfect for it.
Oh, yeah.
And to be perfectly fair, he gets probably more money than he makes acting with half the work. I don't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, we should probably move towards recommendations because it's getting to be that time.
Yeah. I could
So-
go if.
Oh, toughly do it.
All right. So no. You don't have it. I'm gonna go ahead and say this.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I'm gonna
Hello.
start with the new Brandy Carlisle, which I know Rob doesn't have on his
I
list
actually heard it. She wants to be the new vocalist. God, who was it? She
for Soundgarden.
Yeah.
What?
Actually, there's a twofer here.
Yeah.
I will point you directly to this is a Record Store Day thing from 2020, but there's a 2-track EP called A Rooster Says that Brandy Carlisle did with the guys from Soundgarden.
Yeah, it's really good.
Really?
Yeah,
Huh.
she does Black Hole Sun and Searching with My Good Eye Closed.
It's really
Ah.
good. Yeah.
And they're really good tracks. And she's been making the rounds while she was doing this promotion for this album that's coming out, where she was saying, yeah, she'd really love to do more stuff with them. So
Yeah, she's more excited talking about the Soundgarden record than her own at this point.
yeah, but In These Silent Days is the new album from Brandy Carlisle, and it's really good. I enjoyed it, and it basically, if you've heard the last album, it kind of carries over from the last album. There's a bit more stylistic jumps. She's doing a couple of rockier things. She's still kind of in the folk thing. There's a lot of stuff that kind of imported over from the High Women album. So if you like all that stuff, this is good for you. But also, once you've got that, if you want to dip over to the Rooster Says EP and like grab that because that's really, really good. Also, I saw this and I was very curious about it. But it's actually really good. So Peter Hook put out, he's been doing these Joy Division orchestrated things, these series of shows, and there is actually now an EP of some of that, which is called the Dreams EP, which is Joy Division orchestrated. And this is I believe this is the same orchestra he's been working with for like some of the Hacienda stuff.
I think so, yeah.
So I think this is the same kind of group that's been doing the Hacienda classic stuff. The Hacienda classic stuff. And so I believe it's the same. I think it's the same orchestra. But it's really good. There's individual tracks, and then I think there's a suite, and there's like a 19-minute suite that kind of edits all this stuff together. But it's really, really interesting there. And Idols has a new album coming out in November. It's called Crawler. Another one.
Yes.
Which is on the way.
And they've got and they've got that track on the Metallica tribute thing too.
They do. They did the God That Failed. Is that the one?
Yes.
I guess the thing with the Metallica thing was that it's like there's like 12 versions of Nothing Else Matters. And it's sort of like, won't you just let me build the version of the Black Album I want instead of all of this? I mean, it's all for charity, but it did seem 53 tracks seemed a little much. So, but they did God That Failed, and St. Vincent did. I forget what St. Vincent did. But St. Vincent has a track on there, and the Phoebe Bridgers version of Nothing Else Matters is brilliant. And I think Dave Gahan does Nothing Else Matters too, which is really good. So maybe they couldn't decide which ones they wanted to go with. The other thing I'll recommend is the new We Were Promised Jetpacks album, because I just love that band name. It's called Enjoy the View, and it's more Scottish angst. So got to go for that. Yes, sir. You were going to say?
No,
did I get one?
No, I left that for you. I left that for you.
Okay. The other one I will mention real quick is the Halsey record, which is probably the one that people will know. It's called If I Can't Have Love, I Want Power. And it's basically Halsey teamed up with Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, and it sounds like what you think it does. So it's a really good album that is neither as poppy as you would think it goes or as kind of hardcore as you think it goes. But it's a really interesting album, which I really enjoyed. And that's about it. It's all music. It's all music
Cool.
this time.
All right. Thanks, Dudley. Who's next? All right, Rob, you can go.
Okay, so I will start with two books. The first one is by Stanley Tucci. That's Stanley Tucci, who has a memoir out called My Life Through Food. It's basically a standard memoir, but it's told through food, different foods that he ate and things as a kid and things like that. And if you haven't seen his series for CNN, where he goes to Italy, it's pretty great. And then the other book I want to pick is, so during the pandemic, Tim Burgess has been doing these listening parties on Twitter. They're called Tim's Listening Parties, where he gets different bands and they listen to, but he's got a book of it called Tim's Listening Party. And it's basically all of the little nuggets from interviews with different bands that did like their tweets and stuff while the records were playing. Yeah, that's not, yes. So, but yeah, Tim's Listening Party. And then I think he's about to do his 1,000th one, but he keeps having people on, right? He said something like, boy, I'd sure love to have Blondie on. And then bam, they're like, yeah, we'd love to do it. So like literally he's getting everybody. And they're talking about like, they tweet about the record in real time and stuff. It's pretty cool. Nice. Yeah. And then a couple records. First, so Richard H. Kirk died, who was in Cabaret Voltaire. And he's like this huge sort of like pioneer in industrial music. And Cabaret Voltaire, their early records sort of sound like your brain should work when it has too much caffeine.
What is that like?
Oh, it's great. But I'm gonna pick a record of theirs that I freaked out some people in high school when I had it. But it's called "The Covenant, the Sword, and the Arm of the Lord," and it's really cool. It came out in like 84, 85, and it's one of the first sample heavy sort of industrial records, but it's really good. So I recommend that. Then this sort of like shoegazy dream poppy indie band called Desperate Journalist. They have a new record called Maximum Sorrow. It's kind of sad, but it's also not. So that's good. And then this is the thing I thought Toughly might take is so Todd Haynes has a documentary coming out on the Velvet Underground, but there's also a Velvet Underground tribute album called I'll Be Your Mirror, which has Fontaine's DC on it and Courtney Barnett's and a couple other people all doing songs.
I heard the Iggy Pop one. The Iggy Pop track is great.
Yeah. Have you heard the Josie Cotton song about Iggy Pop yet?
I haven't.
Oh my God, it's great. So yeah, thank you. Wow, this is like the best TED Talk ever. And then I'll end with the new record from David Bowie. Yes, that new record from David Bowie. So basically in 2000, David Bowie had a record called Toy he wanted to release. It's basically him and his band screwing around in the studio, and some of the songs ended up later on.
And this was after Glastonbury, right?
Yeah, and some of the songs ended up on other albums and stuff. But it's been floating around the bootleg world for a while. But they gave it a proper release, and it's all fixed up and nice, and it sounds pretty. And anything we can get that's close to a new David Bowie record, I'm okay with.
And there's like an expanded edition that's
is that
coming
it?
out. Yeah.
Okay, that's very frightening.
Yes,
It's a very frightening cover.
that's David.
Yeah.
That's his child with Andy Serkis.
Actually, there's multiple covers to that. Yeah, there it is. And there's like an expanded edition that comes out that I think is going to be a standalone release, but then there's a version of it that's in the box set, if I'm understanding correctly, the next 5 years thing.
Yeah, there's like 5,000 versions of every Bowie record now. So,
because I was looking at the box set, thinking what version of Outside they were going to have on it, and I think it's just the original version of the album and not the anniversary thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they'll do that separate.
Yeah,
of course. I wish they'd put out one of the tour, one of the concerts on that tour, because they had Nine Inch Nails just play, and then Bowie just came out and it just seeped into, and then the encores he did a couple with. Tracks.
Well, I know now. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know they came out with a brilliant Live Adventures thing that was supposed to be kind of an offshoot to this.
Yeah.
Were any of those? None of those were the Trent thing.
No.
Okay.
Not that I know of, but
okay.
Yeah.
Because I know that was kind of the placeholder for the Brilliant Adventures, because they were, I think, secretly trying to get the Tin Machine rights, but didn't get them. Yeah. So I think that was the holdup. But I think they realized no one was going to complain very much about not having the Tin Machine albums in a box set. But
yeah, they'll get them. It's just a matter of when. And then finally, the French Connection with Gene Hackman is 50 years old this week, and it's still great. So if you want to see a good Gene Hackman movie, it's still good.
Cool.
Done. Ding.
All right.
Ding.
Thanks, Rob. All right, Madman, what you got?
All right. So, let's just start this off very, 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 very simple. All right. One of my favorite things in animation was Gargoyles, the cartoon from 1994 to 1996. For me, that was the precursor to my all-time favorite, which was Batman the Animated Series. And you look behind the scenes, and this is definitely one of those cartoons like that had one of the best ensembles of storytelling, writing, and voice talent, right? And so NECA, the toy company who has the rights to primarily, Aliens and what have you, Predator, they have finally released what you see right here, and that is the NECA Gargoyles exclusive action
You've
figure.
been talking about this for a while too.
And it finally came out, and I'm kind of upset because I did the pre-order when they originally dropped it for pre-order. And when that happened, I immediately did this is going to buy, and this is going to be one of those things I'm going to be a completionist on. And with that, NECA just a few weeks ago dropped a second in-house pre-order link. People got to order it. People got them already. They showed up at Target already. And then those of us who did the very first original pre-order run when they dropped it didn't get ours until after everyone else had them. But it doesn't matter. That's neither here nor there, because if you would like one yourself, right, you can go to www.needcoffee.com/Amazon and you can order yours as well from there. And what you do is this lovely detail. Let's see if we can get an angle on this, right? Get a wonderfully sculpted Goliath as the first in the series. Comes with the book, comes with the jalapeno, comes with a different face sculpt. The wings are huge, and this is the first in the series. This is what it's going to look like outside of the bag. Outside the box. And the next one that they're dropping is Desdemona, the female gargoyle, the antagonist. She will be next, but beautiful, beautiful figure. They really did put some time and effort into sculpting these, and I can't wait to see more. And again, you can get them at www.needcoffee.com/Amazon, right? That helps fund, some of this podcasting thing that we do here. And so there's that, and then there's one.
So it's not this one though, right?
No, it's not that one, John. You had the wrong one. Put up the right product, sir. Put up the
You're
right
right. That
product.
sculpt looked great.
Yeah.
It's
was
extremely
fantastic.
detailed and does not look like every other pop figure out there.
Well, that
No.
does.
Yeah.
This one has a tail.
That
Well,
is
that
correct.
does look like a '90s television show on an HD
Yes.
set now.
Yes. Right. And so I have another recommendation.
That's just the pixel count. That's not.
That's right. Those old cathode ray tube monitors
Yeah.
you're using.
It's just a pixel count.
Right. Just switch the VGA cable. You'll be fine. But anyway. But the next one is a podcast recommendation that I found out about a while back. I'm behind on, and it's called The Midnight Miracle, which is hosted by Dave Chappelle and a wonderful group of men known as Black Star, which you have Yassine Bey, the artist formerly known as Mos Def, and Talib Kweli, who made up the two members of Black Star. And they have a podcast with all their friends. You get people like Jerobi White, who was instrumental in putting together a lot of the stuff behind A Tribe Called Quest. You've got, someone who definitely pops around a lot of different podcasts and videos, which is Questlove. It's very much a barbershop feel, but you've also got other comedians stepping in, and then it's not all, shits and giggles. It's hey, let's have some real brotherly conversations about things. And I found it fascinating, especially using the three people as the host that they have. One of the things is Yassine Bey and Talib Kweli. There have been some things where they haven't been able to put together a Black Star album in 20 years, right? So it's good to just have them being able to be in the same studio together doing things. And so you can check that out on luminary.com. It houses all of their podcasts. I believe it's available on Apple as well. But it's called The Midnight Miracle. And if you're a fan of Dave Chappelle at all, anytime he's just kind of sitting and talking to people and what have you, it has that feel to it. And just some really, really quality podcast between a group of guys and their special guest. And other than that, one last little snippet that you might be able to buy it at the Need Coffee Amazon link. I don't know. Right? I went and I upgraded my phone finally, and I would say to anybody that's hedging on whether or not to upgrade, the Samsung Fold 3. I love it, right? I've got a
You love it
lot
now.
I got a lot of room, right? I can use it this way, right? I've gotten to take it with me traveling on the plane and watching Netflix and streaming services and all the other things. And honestly, I love it, right? I have now
Which is
got,
right.
huh?
Which is
I know,
which,
I know,
which is lifelong hatred for Samsung.
I know.
You love it now. You love it now, but it's gonna break your heart, man. It's gonna break your heart.
I've had them
If it
for
doesn't break
years.
itself first.
It broke my heart in two.
Broke more in your heart.
What was the name? Lisa. But yes, yeah. Those are my recommendations this week. If you're considering it and you're an Android user, go ahead and upgrade to the Fold. Right? Get rid of all your other tablets like I did.
But not your fire extinguisher.
You'll thank me.
Keep that handy.
Make sure
Well,
that
that
you can buy on Amazon for sure.
because you want it to work when you need it.
I'm
Sir,
sorry.
my
I'm sorry.
Samsung phones have worked when I needed them.
I know it's just setting you up, man. I'm just trying to. When it happens, I'm gonna be there for you. That's all I'm saying.
So, in all the full disclosure, I'm not the person that jumps every new model, right? I don't do that. I don't do that. Like if I have a model that works for me, I'm with it. So I went from a 7. I skipped 8 because they removed the micro SD card that allowed me to have more memory and space, which I need in a phone. And I skipped 8. There wasn't anything when they came out with the 9 Plus. I bought it, right? Because I'm like, we bought the card back. I can expand it. And that was a trap for certain things, because non-native apps you can't really port over to that card. And so with this, the card's gone, but I have 500 gigs of space in here. And for me, I looked at all of the usage that I was doing and storage and shooting video and everything else, and went, this actually will work for me. And I'm not using, I don't have any more of the tab. Well, I have a tablet here at the house that I haven't used in forever now. I actually was when they announced it, I had bought it that night directly from Samsung, got here early, and I've used it on trips. I've used it on planes. It's been a really good month and a half with this phone. It's been fantastic, and I'm in love with it. I know which is skeptical, right?
I mean, there's a honeymoon period for every relationship,
Right.
so
Yeah, it's true.
Look,
Just like with every relationship, make sure you keep up-to-date backups. That's all I'm saying.
And a fire extinguisher.
And a fact that's not
and an extra
Samsung
bed for
Fire
bouncing on.
which we know,
Make sure-
you've been
make sure-
hurt before.
Yeah, I have. So is John. Remember, John would support Samsung, and then he would tell me about, I had Samsung television in mine. It's in the garage now.
Hold on, I have one. I've had one for
Just so we're clear,
several years.
I'm
I
on
like it.
iPhone now.
John, I have one. I have one for work, and I've got another backup one sitting over here. I'm doing this on an Apple laptop, right? So I get it. I've got a MacBook Pro, but honestly, I haven't found anything on my iPhone that I've needed that I didn't really have on my Samsung, other than, oh my God, you guys have FaceTime. Wow, that's it.
Well, what else do you
Yes, it
do you need?
is.
Was that it?
Anyway,
That's it.
I'd like to also.
Wow, that feels good.
Thanks for listening to The Verge, everybody.
Here you go.
Thanks for
John.
coming.
I got you.
Okay.
I got you, Bootel.
Okay, step right.
There.
Oh my God.
Hey, hey, hey! That would
Stop
be that
soaking.
that needs
Who
soaking.
invited Jeffrey Tubin?
Stop it!
All right, John, what have you got for us?
Club
I'm gonna recommend 3 television shows that probably everybody's already watched or is watching.
No, it's okay.
On a Samsung television.
It's called Oops, I Did It Again. Let's see. The White Lotus, if you didn't watch that while it was on.
How is that?
What's it about?
It's about terrible white people, basically.
Oh, bro, I can just go to Kroger. Like,
just see the
watch
Jordan
White
Center.
Lotus. Can we just go to fucking Walmart? It's open 24/7.
Accurate. Confirmed.
Let me be clear. It's terrible rich white people.
So we're going to Target.
Excuse me. Confirmed.
But no, it's you get to enjoy people being jerks to other people and
Reading Sharper Image?
hating
Is
them
that-
for it. What's that?
No.
Reading Sharper Image. Brookstone, sir. It's Brookstone.
Oh, is that? Oh, it's Brookstone now. Sorry. Hammaker Slimmer.
Speaking along the same lines, well, it's slightly different. I may have a type of show that I watch. 9 Perfect Strangers.
Huh?
9 Perfect Strangers on Hulu. It's actually based off of a book.
With Balky Bartakamus?
One more time.
With Balky Bartakamus?
Yes, exactly.
Very
Wow,
nice.
and they rebooted that with
Never
Nicole
shows
Kidman.
up.
I can't believe Nicole Kidman was Balky. It was great.
It's a spoiler that he never shows up.
Because he
It-
died in Beverly Hills Cop.
It's it's essentially a story. I mean, it's really difficult to explain, but it's people take hallucinogens and solve their problems.
That's not what happens. That ain't what happens at all.
It
Find
is too.
yourself, you find yourself in the Taco Bell bathroom with your face melting off. Wonder how the fuck did you get here? Like, why do I keep dying
Hot
over and
sauce.
over? All I wanted was tacos.
And of course, season 2 of Ted Lasso. If you aren't watching Ted
Yes.
Lasso, you
Yes.
you have no
That's-
soul.
That is what we have decided to start, and I will tell you what did it for me. There was a clip where the lady was standing there going, the kid apparently had really bad breath that episode, and I see the clip, and it's like, well, come on, I deal with footballers out there. How bad can it be? And the kid goes,
Right.
he goes, holy God, what? And I was like, wow. She's like, you're supposed to suffer. He was like, shit, did something die there? I'm like, okay, I might have to watch this.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
pretty,
it is a fantastic show. It's I don't know how I feel about Nate right now, but
yeah, I know.
Spoiler.
But it's doing what it's supposed to do. You're supposed to
Yes.
feel.
yeah, and it does give you all the feels, and it is a good it's a feel good and sometimes sad.
So here's the question mark: is
Go.
season 2 really going to be the end of the show?
No.
No,
They
have
keep
3 seasons.
saying that, but okay.
They've been renewed for 3 seasons. The third
Okay.
season is literally like as a Bill Lawrence.
Okay.
They first of all, Apple bought 3 seasons, and they have confirmed that the third season has the same number of episodes as the second season, which is
12.
12.
Okay.
And they asked if there would be seasons after that, and the Bill Lawrence basically said no. Sudeikis doesn't want to do anymore.
I
Unless
think
we're
that's fantastic, though.
yeah. I think they know they have a beginning, middle, and end. There you go.
Yeah, I think more shows need to do that. I think we live in an age, man, where we think this is good. Let's do it. Let's do it like Supernatural and have like 15 freaking seasons, and it's like it doesn't need that. Why can't we just have things that are good, last a couple of seasons, have a decent ending, and be done?
Well, it's the British show model that shows just kind of end.
Unless it's called The Midwife, and then
Yeah,
it just somehow keeps going.
inexplicably keeps going.
I'm
It's as if people keep giving birth.
I mean, I did,
man.
except I didn't have a midwife.
Yeah, so those are the things I would call. None of them you can, by the way, I'm sure you could probably buy DVD versions of some of these things on needcoffee.com/Amazon.
I think season 1 is available on media or something.
There you go. Media 10 season 1 media over there. Yes.
We're stealing that shit off the internet.
I'm excited because I found the pants.
You
found what?
You found your pants?
No,
What?
there's a
In the Taco Bell bathroom?
No, there's an episode where the coach has misadventures in London and he finds these idiots.
Oh yes, that was such a great episode.
Yeah.
Oh, Sonia, my wife, we'll call them the weird episodes. She's like, "Oh, that's a weird episode." I'm like, they're actually very brilliant. It's nice that it doesn't have to be the same, focused on every, always around Lasso or that they're spreading out and they're spreading the story out, which is very, very nice. So anyway.
Yeah, it's great. And Annette Badland, who was in Doctor Who, who's this bartender lady, she's great. Just give her own show. And yeah, Roy Kent's just perfect.
Who's CGI apparently is what they're saying. Well, surprisingly, he's actually one of the head writers on the show, which I was really, really surprised at because I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's it. That's all I have. Yeah. See, I got my own bumper music.
John.
I thought he was about to play the new Kanye.
Okay.
And wait, though, he's still working on it. How do you know that isn't?
So John is correct in that if you go to needcoffee.com/Amazon, it's just like you've gone to the front page of Amazon because you have, in fact, gone to the front page of Amazon. And anything you buy during that session, we get kickbacks for, which is greatly appreciated. I myself am going to recommend for you something that you can't get there either. And it's something that I wish I could plonk down the coin for. It is the Robotech Collector's Edition.
Ooh.
Which is a massive Funimation-like exclusive thing, which it's basically all of the episodes of Robotech on Blu-ray, which I think is the first time they've been on proper Blu-ray. And it comes with action figures and a Veritech fighter and patches and like cool stuff. And it's 250 simoleons. So you have to, as long as you can find somebody to buy that kidney, then there it is. It's sexy. So anyway,
I know a guy. Toughly. I think we know a guy we could talk into this.
so that WEJ can have visitation rights?
Yes, and so that we can just watch them all.
So yeah, this am I gonna have to jump up and down on a bed? Anyway, but that is
not with those
extraordinarily sexy. But that is that, and so that brings us to the end, I think, of another episode of Weekend Justice, and just like we normally do when we finish one of these things after we've come through the fire and the trials and the tribulations, that we have a moment of self-reflection as we wonder why in the world we have done this to ourselves yet again. if we are punishing ourselves for something, and maybe one day we'll forgive ourselves. As we stand here in the smoking crater that used to be this evening, I think we can probably look at each other and safely say, no.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
thought I heard boob.
Maybe.
Did someone put the quarter in? Can we start again?
Okay, but I'm jumping this time. All right, I'm jumping this time. I'm not laying there.
Jumping last time.
Just don't get the squirty kind.
Was that 5 minutes? Put
Which
it
the lights?
over.
Which the lights were off. No one knows.
No one can see you jumping on the bed when the lights are out.
Exactly.
That's that squeaking noise. What is that squeaking noise?
It's to keep it's to keep Patel from making eye contact so it doesn't get awkward.
And that's the logo. Good job.
Yep, good. That nothing like sexual innuendo to call up the site logo.
I'm excited about that Kanye West at Folsom Prison record.
Look, my man needs a hug, medication, and therapy. Okay.
Not necessarily in that order.
Well, look, any order of those things happening, as long as they all happen.
Listen, when you
I
need
don't
to
know.
bring Peter,
The hug might be.
listen, when you need to bring Peter Jackson in to edit your work, that indicates a problem.
Well, I mean, we can all just drive over to Mercedes-Benz Stadium and peep in that room and see what's going on.
Do you want us to write him a letter in prison and put your name and address on it?
No, I'm good. I still know some people that rob people. I'll just have them tell.
Wow.
Oh God. All right. That being done, I'm gonna go pee.
We're all very
Because I have been
people.
drinking a lot of coffee after I finished my beer.
John, that's an excellent beard you've got going on.
Thank you. I just had
Told you. Hey, he's going. Look, he's going with that Taika Waititi.
Yeah. Or Papa Smurf.
No.
Damn,
no.
John, I was trying to help you.
No,
John,
don't.
It's bigger on Papa Smurf.
John, it'd be your own people. See what happened?
No.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
I don't disagree. It's fine.
No, it looks, yeah.
Look, I'm at home for the rest of the month. I'm not shaving anything. Forget it.
Whoa.
Okay, all right.
We had an agreement that you do shave some things.
Wow.
No, nothing's getting shaved.
Wait a
Nothing.
All right.
There's no shaving happening.
giveth and the small print taketh away.
Look here.
Margaret Lotta.
HR said I could stay home for a full month.
And then when
It's
Lee
been
thinks
approved.
when Lee thinks she sees Bigfoot, we'll know what's going on.
Exactly. Walk around looking like a He-Man loincloth.
And on that note,
Jumping around
I'm gonna
on
pee.
beds.
You can have it.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
good night. Thanks, guys. Bye.